Hello and welcome. My name is Jason. You're watching Happy Jack's RPG, and this is the finale. So, perfect place to jump in if you haven't seen any of our episodes yet. It is episode 14, if you're counting. If you're not counting, disregard what I just said. We are playing Quest, the Quest RPG. And if you want to find all those previous episodes, those 13 other episodes, you can go to happyjacks.org/castoffs for everything that we've done, or /shows for anything and everything at Happy Jacks, which is a lot. So, we have been on a wild ride adventure, and Toad's not even here. But we'll see. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll
That's
finally...
Mr. Toad.
We'll meet Toad finally. Everyone's been on the edge of their seats to meet Toad, I know. I get emails and DMs about this all the time. Anyway.
Let's hear one of them.
Please introduce yourself.
No. Pull up an email.
No, I'll wait.
Yeah. Okay. So, dear Mr. Mills.
Yes.
Why have you not introduced Mr. Toad yet? It seems like he'd be a perfect fit for the campaign. What a wild ride this has been. And I'll leave them anonymous.
No.
No, I'm not going to call somebody out online.
Just their first name.
That's disrespectful.
You're not trying to dox them. Just
okay,
their first name.
it's R from Boston.
Okay. Thank you, R from Boston.
I guess I should have read that a little differently. Dear Mr. Mills.
Hi, I'm Joe, and when I'm not delighting and torturing my GM, I'm found here playing Wall. I look forward to this episode. It's been such a crazy ride. Can't wait to see what happens.
Hey, I'm Courtney. I play Third of Fandris, and I dressed up for tonight. Jojo dressed up a little bit, but I need to show everyone just how extra this is, because look, I got these chains going on. I got my necklaces. I have this whole huge fur cloak that my friend Jamie made and then gave me. But you can at least see my elf ears. And my elf ears!
And how many Fraggles were murdered?
I don't know. I
this?
didn't make the cloak my friend made.
Okay.
But it's really warm, so I might just keep it on the
Yeah.
show anyway. I don't know if I'll keep the
I'm
ears.
jealous.
Many Fraggles died.
It's real nice.
Thank you. That's where I was going.
So many
All the
Fraggles.
Fraggles. All of them.
That's why the show went off the air.
That's very dark, Jim.
That's some Black Cauldron level.
I'm wearing a lot of dark clothes.
He's feeling
so-
dark tonight.
Hi, I am Pooja, and I dressed up, I feel like, more than a little bit, because this makeup took me like a whole 7 minutes to do. And then
Can you
this
share your
belt,
belt? Yes.
this belt took me
2
days to make, so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
cool. Oh,
And it's
actually,
holding
let's
in
go.
all her
good.
guts.
So
No,
good.
and you know, it keeps in all the important bits.
Yep.
Got lots of rings. And the shirt's kind of tiger stripey.
Yeah.
And did you say, like, she made that herself with her hands
Yes.
and nothing else?
And tools.
Hands and teeth.
And tools.
And nails.
Yeah.
You had to do the carving.
Yeah.
So yes, many knives and
It really is so impressive, though. It looks cool.
thank you.
Nick?
Well, I also dressed up. No, I
He
did
has
not.
a disguise hat on.
That's right. Oh, that's what I should have done. Damn it.
I'm sure we can find something to just put on your head.
Kimmy, we need a hat.
Stat.
Mom!
Mom!
Anyway, I am playing Sal. And Sal, as I have said 13 times before, is an 8-foot animated figurehead from a ship that bears the same name.
However, is currently in the guise of...
Oh, that's right. I currently look like Laura Petty, Tank Girl era.
Yeah.
With a mohawk, which is what the hat's looking like.
Yep. And it also camouflaged your ship.
Yes.
But you also have a mohawk, so therefore maybe the hat is
Yeah,
on.
I am.
Whoa.
I've been wearing the hat this whole time.
Yeah, when
Deep lore,
I
y'all.
was re-listening to our discussion about whether you had to show the hat in your costume, and I realized, like, technically a wig is a hat. I mean,
Head covering
if
situation.
a hot dog's
Right.
a sandwich, a wig is a hat.
It's a taco.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Anyway. So, last time on the Castoffs.
One vertical opening makes it a taco.
No, I'm with you. I agree. I've changed my mind. It's not a sandwich. So,
Unless you hold it sideways.
excuse
Does
me.
that make it a sandwich then?
Still only one
I'll wait.
opening. Still only one opening.
You do
Oh,
your
good.
teacher thing.
But does that mean then a Subway sandwich isn't a sandwich because there's only one opening?
Calzone.
No, I'm moving on.
Adults have no.
Mute yourself, please.
All right.
That worked.
No, guess it's an empanada.
Okay,
It's
so
a samosa.
last time we got to explore a little bit more around Spire, the city where Sailstone is mined. It is largely run by the workers' union, the Sailstone Workers' Union. There's a whole committee that kind of runs things in the town. It's between the union and the University of the Spire. Now, up until now, there have been several random churches or various religious practices in the city because the world is a wide and wondrous place. But one of them, the cult of the Gray Mist, was it just ballooned, became huge, and has really started to vie for power in the city. The heroes discovered a contact by the name of Waldorf, who they promptly ditched and chased after a gray-robed individual and caught him. They did some battle and poisoned him very badly and brought him back to the ship. Through some questioning, some logical circles and word magic, he's cracked. He's totally, you've broken through the cult programming, and he has seen, well, not the light, because that's what the cult uses for imagery, but he's seen the merits of your argument, and
He's seen the glory of the shadow.
yes,
Hmm.
he is inclined to acquiesce to your request. So, a couple things we should pick up with. Everyone is back at the ship, or somebody stayed back
Nope, I didn't go
Oh,
through the
right.
portal.
That's
I
right.
stayed back
Sal stayed
to
back
try and take a look at
by
Waldorf
themselves. Right?
himself.
Did you
I
send
believe.
Portina through?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I remember
Yeah.
because she landed very
Right.
gracefully.
Right. Exactly the way she meant to.
Yep. They had a little bit of trickery last time, folks, because they did a portal on the ground, but the portal in the ship was on a wall, and so they had to fall out the wall. And you
Portal physics.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
know, good times. I feel like you have to get a good enough hop to be able to
Compensate.
go all the way through.
Take some practice too, getting used to the gravity
Right.
shift.
So we know kind of what's happening on the ship. We were able to interrogate this guy. I did not write down a name for him.
Did he give a name?
This
Let's
lizard
see.
person.
David.
No, I thought you were going to think about what his name was
Yeah,
going to be.
I
And
definitely
you were,
did
that
that.
was your homework, Jason.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do your homework?
Zaskus.
There.
There you go.
Like a true student, I'm writing it down at the last second.
Yep. I did laugh when I first said Brother Niven. I was re-listening to it, and I was like, oh my god. How did my brain make that jump? I mean, it's one letter different, but still. The head of the cult here is Brother Nizen, or Nizen. We don't know. We haven't met him to ask him how he prefers to pronounce it. But we do know that person is essentially the head of the cult, maybe the cult leader. We have a lot of questions in the air. So, yes, Zaskus is recovering on the ship, and because you...
He is a man.
Yeah, Lucky gave him, well, let's see. First he was poisoned, then,
That wasn't me this time.
no, it wasn't. But then you went and looked for something. I think you didn't find a potion. You actually cast a spell.
So he was having anaphylactic shock.
Yeah.
So Doc showed me where in the book I could find a
Magiphylactic.
Epiquil.
Epiquil. Yeah.
Yeah, the Epiquil.
and
Yeah.
TM. And I used that, and then there was a lot of back and forth, and some verbal sparring. I don't think we ended up on the correct side of that, to be honest. And then I turned into a wraith, and then I healed him.
You don't think he was on the right side of the argument?
I don't think we ended up doing very well in the verbal sparring.
Oh,
was the impression I was getting.
Yeah. I mean, he just needed to be shown a more concrete example of why you would be trusted. He was very thoroughly programmed.
You could just call me Galadriel from now on, then.
Yes. So the that programming was correct, and because you actually cast a like dark shadowy healing spell, which he like a lot of his beliefs were pinned on the concept that shadow only bad, and that was shattered. So we'll come back to that. Sal, you find
Yes.
yourself in a dark alley alone
Okay.
at night in the city with a little bit of fog rolling in.
Okay. I head back into the into the bar,
Okay?
into the hurdy-gurdy bar, the hurdy-gurdy karaoke bar.
Yeah.
Pretty okay.
Yeah, when you get in there, you see it's basically the same vibe that was when you were in there last time. Waldorf is, in fact, still sitting with his friends. He was not waylaid from being abandoned, but is just chatting with friends. Somebody else is singing right now, doing a medium job, which we love. What do you want to do?
I'm just going to take a position where I can keep an eye on Waldorf without being hovering.
Okay.
I want to make sure that we didn't draw undue attention to him.
Okay. So I'd say half an hour into this, Waldorf sees you wherever it is you've camped out, because your tank girl visage is fairly distinctive, I think. And he comes back over. Have you gotten a table at the bar? Where did you camp out?
Probably just a seat at the bar makes
I
sense.
meant stakeout, but camp out's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So he pulls up a stool next to you, and everyone's like, "Wow, who's this girl Waldorf is talking to?" Quite the scuttlebutt. But he comes
I
over.
should have changed the look.
Oh well.
Yeah, too late now.
Well, if you want to wind it back,
Nope.
we can.
Nope, too late now.
Okay.
I've
You can
spoken.
change later.
So he comes over and he says, "Are your friends okay? Is everything all right?"
Everything should be fine. I just wanted to keep an eye and make sure we didn't bring any undue attention onto you.
Oh. Well, yeah, I didn't think about that. Okay. Well, I've been a public figure in the city for a while. I can protect myself. So I don't want you to worry too much. If you've got stuff to do, that's fine. We can meet up tomorrow. I know. I think you were gonna speak. What did you all tell him about needing to speak to the board?
Let's say we did.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
did. And I'm sure Ms. Brenmore will want to attend that. I should, just as my station, you know,
Of course,
I should
of course.
attend. Which means, honestly, I shouldn't stay too much later. So, I mean, really, I think we're good here. I don't want you to worry about me. I'm good.
All right. If you are confident that you can get home safely and stay safe, I won't insult you by assuming otherwise.
Well, I'm not insulted, but all right. Have a good night.
Yeah, and you.
All right.
And I'll head off towards the ship.
So back with Zaskus in the hold of the ship. He's recovering. He's taken off his robe for the most part, and he's got like just a tunic and trousers and stuff. It's nothing fancy. It's actually like, you know, pretty simple homespun kind of clothing. But no shoes, because he's got like big claw lizard feet. That's probably pretty uncomfortable to put inside shoes. And he has, I think the tunic is probably like muscle shirt, kind of like no sleeves, right? And you can see from the elbows up, there are a number of tattoo symbols. And again, with the scales that they used the other technique of that sort of burnishing, it's not like a literal, the way we think of a tattoo, but there are these permanent markings on his body. So, what do you do?
I feel a little sorry for him having all those tattoos. But Third won't comment on it.
Okay.
Choices. So, now what? Do we wait for Sal?
Are you feeling better?
Well, better, yes, comparatively. But I'll get there. I just, I need some water and a complete rethink of my entire worldview. But yes, I'm okay.
I mean, water's easy. We can do water right now. Look, we're time pressed. So, if you could skip to the end of the rethinking the worldview part.
Well, right. Okay, so you all are here to challenge the mist?
Yeah.
Challenge.
Yeah.
Cut the legs out from under.
Remove,
Utterly
Vanish.
destroy.
obliterate.
What he said.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could get you in pretty far. I'm supposed to report back to someone tonight. And, if we had something that could kind of look like these robes, I could get a lot of you pretty close into where you need to be. Also, you should know people higher rank than me have more tattoos and they're empowered. I don't totally understand how it works, but it's sort of, they keep us going with the promise of the next tattoo.
Have you heard the phrase multi-level marketing?
No, I don't know what that is.
I think you do know what it is.
Oh.
But beyond that, okay. So they have more tattoos.
Yeah.
And show them the kind of like drawn out whatever that I was working on with Mage Harper. What level is this?
Okay, remind me what you were working on with Harper again?
Oh, it's the one that had the death and it was upside down in the other room.
Oh, right.
The one that was on the
The one
bird
you
person.
saw.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Doesn't make any sense,
Yeah.
according to Harper.
Yeah, that's what you start with. And he
Okay.
pulls up, well, he's sleeveless, right? So he turns his arm over and shows yeah, see, this is, and then from that you can see there's some snaking lines up to the upper arm, and then that disappears onto the shoulder and under the shirt, presumably.
And at higher levels, they have their own magic?
Yes. Yeah, you complete it on the other side when you're, when you've, shoot, I don't want to say leveled up.
Ascended.
Yeah, sure. When you ascend within the ranks of the church, then, no, the cult, yeah, you are granted more rights and responsibilities.
Okay. Do you know what the other ones look like?
The tattoos? Well, I've seen some of them, but most of them keep it pretty covered up because it's...
And what abilities does it give them?
Well, the highest ups, I think you would say priests. The priests supposedly can't die. That's the promise they've made all of us. And I did see, when they bring people in to recruit, there's a demonstration. And I saw one of the priests just run through the heart with a sword and took it back out, and it closed up. Just light shone out of his chest, and it closed up right in front of us, and he got up. So that was pretty convincing.
Do they only have the tattoos on their arms?
No, well, I haven't seen them all, but my understanding is that they cover arms and legs and torso.
Hmm.
And have you seen any people describe a bone giant?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we've seen bone. He like knows what a bone
Okay.
giant is. Yeah, yeah. There are probably more than anyone else. The organization is mostly bone giants. Like half of the people here in the city are bone giants. He means like half of the people in the cult. Not half of the people in the city.
Well, I guess this is what they mean by an army.
But if we can take out the leadership, everything else will fall apart.
Ooh, there's one little tidbit I want to roll to see if he has heard.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll, or would one of you like to roll?
I'll roll. What are we
Okay.
rolling
Here we
for?
go.
Now, we do want a high roll on this one.
Okay. I don't roll for, but here we go. It's a 9.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's
Choice.
given you a 9 worth of information.
Okay.
Outside of Brother Niven,
Niven, yeah.
sorry. Outside of Brother Niven,
He's like, yeah, I have trouble pronouncing that one. Sometimes and he's like,
Mm.
got his big sharp teeth. And it's tough. Yeah.
who? Wait, is Brother Niven a bone giant?
No. He's a I guess you haven't seen him. Okay, so he just answers your question then. No. He's a human man, fairly pale, dark hair. He's shorter than me, and Kizix. Wait, no, not Kizix. Zaskus. And I don't think the lizard guy was super tall, right? Like, I don't know. He's under 6 feet tall, and he says like I'm probably like a head taller than him, but I also haven't gotten super close. I've only seen him from like the back row, the back pew, and but he's spoken a couple times. I've seen him. I know what he looks like.
Then who else is amongst the hierarchy there?
Well, he's kind of the face of things. From what I understand, well, they explain it as the bone giants don't want to scare people, but I'm understanding now that that's not really what's going on. But they mostly keep bone giants behind closed doors, as far as I understand. There's a lot of work going on, like in the catacombs, and I don't know what all that entails.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Well, I mean, thank you. I don't know. Glad I got out when I did.
Is your family safe? Do you have people to go to?
They're long gone.
That's why
If
cults
you-
seem so appealing.
True. But if you go to the Isles of the Seven Queens, and the one that looks like a coffin.
The one where Portfine is.
Oh,
Thank you.
Port
If you
Fiend.
go to Port Fiend,
Yes.
there's a lot of work, and honestly, a lot of celebration of the natural order in a way that I think would actually be really good for you.
Hmm.
If you want.
Okay.
And then if you don't like Port Fiend, there's 6 other isles, 6 other queens.
That's a good point. Yeah, I passed through Fiend briefly on my way here, but it was just a one-night stop. So that's interesting.
And then if you go, you can tell them that you know Thurdo.
Wait, I do?
He just kind of.
Is that Thurdo? Oh. Sorry. I'll be cool.
How did I get this famous so quickly?
Just accept it. But also maybe it was the
Oh, yeah.
The what?
Nothing.
The fame. It was the
Fame.
It
fame.
was the
Oh,
fame.
I thought you said Fang, and I was like, your GM was like,
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, no, I think they said Fae.
Faye.
oh,
Yeah.
the Fae.
Nah, I'm
Nah,
just that good.
That's probably
I would
nothing
say,
to do with it.
Yeah.
It's probably unrelated.
totally unrelated.
So
Is Brother Nizen our target then?
Seems like.
Yeah, or we go through the catacombs and clean house.
yeah,
As
I
it
mean,
were.
Nizen is kind of a figurehead, but it would also be important. I mean, if you took him down, that would look really bad. But I don't know how much. Now that I think about it, I don't know how much actual power he wields in the organization. Like he's got the full tattoos and he's a priest, but
He answers to someone.
yeah,
He's a mouth, not the mind.
yeah,
Hmm.
he's a figurehead. So taking him out would probably be good.
But it would just be until another can be installed in his place. We need to take out the powers that prop him up. Yes.
We need to
And
take him alive.
Harper is telling the truth, then the one who's powering these demonstrations would probably be our best target. Because these tattoos, according to Harper, there's no way to make them work.
Hmm.
So
A
if
ruse.
someone
Oh.
is helping this charade.
Well, this doesn't work because it's not done.
Your other tattoos work?
Well, yeah, that's how I made the fog. And he like points to pulls his shirt aside and shows like a like set of concentric circles that he like turns and they move. And just like a little bit of fog, lifts up and then goes away. But this is the one you start with, and then when you're finished, they match up.
I see.
Well, we'll ask Harper about it, but either way, I feel like there's someone who developed the design, as it were.
Yeah, well, and also that's what I've been told, and now I don't know what's real and what's not.
I mean, I don't want
So-
to burst your bubble, but actually I do, because it's dangerous.
Yeah. Shit.
We can't just go in there, start from the bottom, and let you two just murder everyone. That's gonna take a long time.
No, we would
Very
definitely
likely
need
to
Sal.
divorce. No,
like-
yes, of course. My point is, we need to know who we're going after.
True.
You've been able to change your mind and come around to your senses. Do you feel there are others that you might be able to turn?
I mean, I was on death's door, and death brought me back. And he kind of like side
Not
glance
actually
at.
dead. Not
Well, that's still what he says.
actually.
I had to be like I don't know how many people would just accept my word for it, as opposed to needing it to be demonstrated. I was willing to fight to the death an hour ago.
Then likely they will be too. I'd rather not spill more blood than necessary.
Yeah, I'd like that too. I mean, a lot of the people are in similar circumstances to me, but I don't know how you bridge that.
Well, as usual, we find the head of the serpent, and
Yes, but we don't have a lot of time.
No.
I mean, even once we're inside, they'll probably figure out that we don't belong relatively quickly.
but if we take the tunnel, I'm assuming we stepped aside
Sure.
rather than,
Mhm.
Okay.
close askets in onto.
Mm-hmm.
But if we take the tunnel and if we can find a name and a description to go with that name,
Mhm.
then
Yeah,
surgical strike.
but if this one doesn't know, do you really think that new faces like us would be able to find that information?
The
No,
others don't know that he's turned.
But if he goes to check back in,
Possibly.
then
Then he could ask around.
maybe he could find the information for us.
Probably the wisest choice.
Can we extend some of our? This is Wall trying to. This is him grandpaing his way towards cell phone technology. Is there some sorcery we can extend that we might hear what he hears when he returns?
We can give him the earring. Give him
One
an
of the
earring.
communicator devices that we all wear.
Yeah. He
All the
doesn't,
So he can leave it on and just talk.
he doesn't have ears. Just
Oh, he's
it's just minor. But there's a way around that.
Mm.
Side to that, now you all kind of stepped aside, but you could see him, and I think Portina has also like come up and like, hey, you have claws, I have claws. We should be friends. And he is clearly like not a cat person, which makes it even more appealing.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Can I say Portina is doing the thing where she's stretching all of
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
claws
like
out
putting
and
her-
like grooming, but
Yeah.
like showing them off?
Look at my claws. Look at my claws. And she's being friendly,
Yeah.
but like he
Yeah.
doesn't know that.
Right.
like, why does she keep headbutting me? What?
Right.
Ah.
There are teeth in there.
Sharper than my teeth. But so as you're discussing this, it was pretty late evening, right? By the time you all
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all hear it's something you don't even usually pay attention to, but the nightly bells, right? The midnight bell rings, and when that goes off, Zaskus is like his head whips around. He's like, "Oh no, I'm supposed to be." And smoke starts rising from like under his shirt. And he's like stumbling back and like crashed through some crates and is like flailing around.
I think we need to get him out of here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we don't have a portal back. I think we should just grab him and get him off the ship so he can run back.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's grab him. Poor
Okay.
Steve. We grab him.
sorry.
Okay.
Like, yes, let's do the thing.
Yeah.
Place him off the ship
Yes.
so
Okay.
he can go home.
Who's
What
got
can
him?
we do?
Wall's gonna go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like throw him over your
Yep.
shoulder. And he is like, he's like trying to swat at it's like his shoulder blade, right? And
Is it burning him?
yeah, like
Okay.
his shirt is blackening under it.
Okay.
From whatever's happening under there.
What do you need?
I was supposed to check in by now.
Just you just go home. Here, take this, and I'll pull out my ear communicator and give it to him.
Okay.
You'll be able to talk to us through this.
Okay.
Can I use calcify on the area with the tattoo that is burning him?
What does the phrasing say?
It says, you touch a creature within range, causing its surface to swell and harden. During this time, they feel numb to external pain,
Oh,
and their hardened shell absorbs up to 2 HP of physical hits.
yeah. That's the
And-
perfect tool for the job. Yeah.
Great.
Does it have a roll or AP?
No, it's AP.
Okay. Then yeah, you manage to just harden part of his back so that it won't be visible when he puts his robe back on. Well, I guess the robe, it doesn't matter. Yeah, he's gasping like, I didn't know they could do that.
Go back. Go quickly. This is going to wear off soon. But take this and see if you can find a name, if you can find a description,
Okay.
and we'll be there before midnight tomorrow.
The name of whoever's in charge? Like for real in charge?
Ideally.
Yes.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
We're counting on you.
And yeah, his shirt is no longer smoking, and he puts the robe back on and like bolts off of the ship and down the dock back into the city. And as a reminder, the ship is parked in a like dry dock because we floated up here from the sea, and is parked with several other ships out on a pier that is on land, a land pier, which I guess is a deck. You're parked at a big deck.
Big patio.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got cradles.
Yes. Yeah.
We have to keep up appearances.
Yeah. All the ships are able to like settle into a dry dock cradle.
It's a patio with ship hammocks.
Yes, ship hammocks. So anyway, yeah, he jumps off the ship and just goes sprinting down the docks back into the city.
I hope the punishment for breaking curfew isn't death.
I mean,
You want to be ironic for a death cult?
they're an anti-death cult. Anti-death. Okay. I think we should go back and find Waldorf. We're gonna need to get into that tunnel sooner rather than later, and set up this surgical strike. Maybe, hopefully,
Okay.
All right.
unless somebody has a better plan.
What an appropriate time for Sal to come back, huh?
Yeah, I think as you're all
If
standing on
only.
their on the
Oh, look, there they are now.
I was about to say that that's how it's going to come back as the lizard man was taking off.
yeah.
Be like, oh no!
Like clothesline him.
I was like, no, let's not.
Yeah, that's
Let's not degenerate into slapstick.
Yeah.
Throw another bolt.
it is funny though. Yeah. Okay. So you come back having just missed Zaskus making his exit, and yeah, you all are standing on the deck of the ship.
Waldorf is sure that he can get home safely. I did warn him about the attention he might receive. How's our guest doing?
Oh, you just missed him.
He's had a change of heart and mind, I believe.
Oh,
And then apparently a curfew enforced by branding.
He was. I meant to imply he is. He was supposed to report back because he was spying on you all, and he was supposed to report back by now. And at least he thinks this is happening because he hasn't reported back, rather than like a generic curfew for everyone.
Oh,
Oh, it's like a capture thing, like in case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like either it's hey, hurry up and get home, or if you can't come home, you'll die.
Right.
You know,
Cyanide pill kind of thing.
that kind
Right.
of stuff.
Yeah.
how very Looper of them.
So, yeah, you talked to Waldorf. He seemed pretty self-assured.
right. So I relay that to everyone.
And what about the tunnels? He can get us in, right? Did he say when or where to meet with him?
We didn't speak about that any further.
Oh. That would have been useful. How are we supposed to find him again?
Probably track him down. Did you have that navigator thing?
Oh, yeah, but it's not really designed to work on a person, on a people.
Also, he did say he would be at the meeting tomorrow morning.
That's true. But if you wanted to get a start tonight, then that.
Do we have a general idea of where these catacombs are?
Well, you know where the temple is. The cult temple is this sort of rectangular, tall, very like Grecian looking, or more Roman, I guess. With a door that's 20 feet tall, like totally unnecessary.
That's for giants.
Yes. Well, the giants are only like 10 feet tall, so
It's for giant giants.
Yeah.
Fancy giant.
There's
but,
always a bigger giant.
It's a very if the like Roman type, like Pantheon type of building crossed with maybe a little bit of Catholic imagery, just as a general vibe, right?
Okay.
I don't actually want to use any of that literal stuff, but just as an
The
overall.
tone. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And
So,
so
technically, does that tell us? So what Wall wants to know is, can he start early reconnaissance of where he thinks the catacombs are?
yeah, so the catacombs are probably below the
Right.
temple. So
Right.
yeah, you
Okay.
could.
So it's highly likely that the tunnel that Winnie and Wally were talking about were lead into the catacombs,
Mhm.
which is also where the bone giants are.
yes, but we don't know where the entrance is.
Yes, but if we find Waldorf, then or meet up with him in the morning.
Yeah. Well, if you want to start tonight, perhaps, Sal, you should change your disguise and go back to the bar, see if you can still catch him.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
All right, what are you going for?
I'm going to go into the illusion of a I don't know, not exactly the opposite, but a male fish person
Okay.
wearing a Hamburg style hat
Mm-hmm.
and fairly generic clothes.
Okay. So it's sort of a mid-level merchant
Yeah.
kind of
And local.
dress,
Yeah.
like not working class, like a little bit a step up from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And the ship's appearance adjusts as well. Fortunately, it's night, and so whenever people get up in the morning, they'll just go, "Oh, I guess that ship, that junker left in the middle of the night. Weird, we didn't hear it clanking out of here." But that's
It's
fine.
thank.
Yeah. On the
A Kraken
land.
attack.
Into the ground.
Yeah.
The ground opened up and swallowed it.
Yeah.
So,
Land Kraken.
all right, Sal, you're heading into the city.
I'm heading into the city.
What's everybody else doing?
Unless there are other plans, I think Wall's gonna try and just head out for early recon, just see what he sees, see if he can spot anything.
Okay.
Do you want to come with Sal? And that way, if Waldorf can tell you where the
Yeah,
Where-
that works.
Yeah,
That's-
that's a good idea.
That works.
You also do have communicators,
Yes,
which we always forget about.
I remember.
Good. At least one of us does.
And
I was wondering if, because you know magic stuff, and Mage Harper knows rune stuff,
Mm.
and I know some rune stuff because I was taught so at the academy,
yes,
which eventually I will remember all of. I'm assuming at some point, maybe. But at least rune class is coming back to me, so
Good. Good.
If you maybe the three of us can put our heads together.
Yeah. See what we can do about getting past their rewards. Yeah. I like that.
And if some of these, like, they obviously have some rune magic tattooed on their bodies that does work.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean, Zaska's literally showed you a spell
Yeah.
working.
So I would love to know what else we might be facing here.
Yeah. It also might. I mean, my first thought was when you have a rune or some kind of drawing, in order to break its power, you have to destroy the symbol somehow. But if someone can just get stabbed in an area where they're tattooed, maybe it's not the same, or maybe we need to look for a specific rune to target in order to make them more vulnerable, or maybe there's some kind of magic involved that would destroy the rune, or maybe some kind of element or potion. I don't know. Let's go talk to Harper.
It also didn't come up whether or not that demonstration's tattoos had been broken when stabbed.
Right, exactly.
So we don't know one way or the other.
Mhm.
In this conversation, is okay if Mage Harper is part of that as well.
Yeah, we want to chat with him.
You know, when you talk about, remembering runes class, he's like, "Oh, do you want a memory charm?"
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I have to draw this on your head, and it's gonna hurt. So you pick where. It's gotta be from like jawline up, or it's not gonna work.
Behind the ear.
Okay, I'm gonna need at least like he makes a, about the size of a silver dollar. He holds up his hand to say he's gotta draw a symbol about that size.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Great. This shouldn't take very long. I'm good at this one.
Oh, you should know that, I technically agreed to the blocks, but also I don't feel like I agreed to, like, the randomness of
Okay.
them and them withholding important information that I need at the time.
So Harper really doesn't have all the context of what you're complaining about. Right? He's like,
It's not really.
okay. So the memory charm, it's like the memory charm. You've heard of it, right? Okay, so it's in university, like everyone uses it because it lets you remember everything you've ever known.
Oh, great, yes.
And so you kind of have to turn it on and off because you don't want that all the time, but it's great during tests. So yeah, it doesn't, I don't know what other spells you've got going on, but this is an easy one to apply.
Yeah, do it and let's find out what happens.
Okay. He gets a knife and scrapes away some of the fur, like basically shaves part of the area behind your ear, and gets his glowing stencil, and starts. It feels. You have tattoos in real life, right? Yeah. So it feels like getting a tattoo behind your ear. It's that like burning, scraping, but it's totally silent. And there's a little bit of like a burnt hair smell of like whatever. But he finishes it and then blows on because the camera sees him like just blowing some fur out of the way, but it's a weird sensation.
Yeah. At that point, it's like, oh, like.
Yeah, like what? Oh, he's like, oh, sorry. I'm just cleaning up. Okay, so you're gonna need to either wait for it to heal or I don't know, maybe one of your potions, whatever. But then you should be able to just like turn it and then turn it off, like literally turn it.
Trying to get over how creepy that is. Thank you. I do appreciate it very much.
I can't show like mine's under my hair. My hair's grown in over it, so I can't show you how mine works. But
like, I'm just gonna feel it and like okay.
There's a very clear. It's actually an incredibly precise circle. It feels like something that was machined, right? And you're gonna go take like a healing potion or something. Okay, so the skin heals up right away, and
I'm assuming some of my hit points come back.
Yes. I forget what we said for these potions. Was it like a D6 or something?
I think
I
so.
don't think we rolled for them.
Or was it just
I don't
2?
remember.
It was probably just 2 hit points.
Okay.
Take one weapon hit.
Yeah. What's that put you at?
8.
Wait, 8 damage?
No, that puts me at 8 hit points because it was at 6 hit points.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you can only have 10. So
yes. It was just every time because I was stacked down to like around half, and I'm like, oh, again with this.
Yep. Okay. So,
Also, can I get some AP back for turning the cultist?
oh yes, please take an AP for that. That was awesome.
So, what do you remember?
So yeah, you turn this thing and probably pass out. Honestly.
I can with this.
That's okay. I'll catch you this time.
Yeah, like just a minute, right? But I don't think there's a way around that. Like the flood of information is overwhelming. Yeah. And yeah, you can leave this on for a little bit, but you're also like as soon as you wake up in Third's arms,
Looking very concerned.
you could turn it off and be like, oh, okay. But anyway, this is a thing that you can access.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, I just want to get enough used to it that I don't pass out as soon as I turn it on.
Yeah.
Maybe sit down next time you do that.
Well, I mean, I wasn't expecting quite that much.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting quite that much.
You have a lot of memories. But what was it specifically you were looking for?
Anything that I knew from about runes, these runes,
Yeah.
types of runes that the bone eaters would have or apply to
The
others.
bone giants? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sorry, bone giants.
That's all right. I ripped the bone giants off from there's this series of books. I can't remember. Google bone giants. I didn't make them up. The version of them is made up, but I like the name a lot. So, your runes class comes back in full, right? Like your entire study and time spent doing that is fully returned. You are, a level 1 qualified runescaper.
Runologist?
Runifer?
Runitarian.
Runist.
Ruinist.
Ruinist. There you go.
Oh yeah, Plague of Giants. That's the book. What's that guy's name? What the hell? Oh, Kevin Hearn. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's not that bad. It's just the last one of the Iron Druid books I read
Yeah.
literally had a reference to Rickrolling in it. And I was
Yeah.
like,
It got a little wild, but these other books are pretty fun. I wouldn't say they're like, the finest literature ever written, but they were fun.
not everything has to be. Sometimes it's just about
But
enjoying
just
life.
Candy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, you've got a lot of memories back about that, and you're pretty clear. You know, there were lots of lessons where you had to like draw runes in a circle, or like draw runes on a all along a straight piece of paper, and then curve the paper back together, and then that would finish the spell. All kinds of stuff like that you recall that is like, oh yeah, a lot of this does make sense actually. If maybe that upside down thing is what's keeping it from working, then maybe there's this inverted version, and yeah, it's not a huge stretch.
Okay.
Can I say that it forms like a lemniscate?
Like the infinity symbol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, so it's broken, but then that fixes it, and then
Yeah.
it makes the infinite because they live forever.
Yeah, I love that. It's great. Okay, so the let's jump to Sal finding Waldorf.
Okay.
All right.
So is Waldorf still at the bar?
No.
Okay.
Do you want to ask around?
Well, I don't think Wall's going to, so.
Well,
I'll walk in and I'll find one of the people who I recognize as being hanging out with Waldorf.
mm-hmm.
And I'll come up and I'll say, "Hey, did Waldorf go on yet?"
Oh yeah. They look up and expect to recognize who they're talking to, and they don't. Yeah, no, he went on earlier, and then said he had to go home early. I don't know.
Oh.
Lightweight.
So,
Not really. I love that guy.
guys, I don't want to be sneaky here. I'm not. I can't do that today.
Just
Oh man, I love that guy. That's a shame. I was hoping I could catch him. He had something he had to sign off on for work.
Oh, really? Oh, and you have your little brooch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, right. Okay. Well, let me. We can give him a message. Somebody's got his address here, and from the collected table, they're like, oh, it's an emergency.
Yeah, we have to get this done tonight, and we
Oh,
missed it
for
in
the board
paperwork.
meeting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Boy, that's stressful. Sorry, you're having to deal with that. So they give you some directions of how to get to his place.
Okay.
And as you approach, you have another corner to turn. You know you're in the right place, but you
Right.
can hear the sounds of fighting.
Okay. I was going to turn to Wall and say that was unfortunately very easy.
I don't
But-
like this.
He's a
Oh.
public figure, so
Oh, I hear something. It sounds like there's fighting, and then start running in that direction.
okay. You come around and find 3 cultists who have squared off against Waldorf. Waldorf has his hands are coated in what look like sailstone gauntlets. Like
Dope.
they're not like articulate gloves, right?
Yeah.
They're like put a rock over your hand, and
Hand become mace.
yeah, like that. And so he's got 2 of those, and he's like trying to duke it out with these people. And one, you see, like he gets this great uppercut in, and that guy really goes up.
You Team Rocket's the dude.
Yeah, it's sailstone, so that's how it works. But he's cut and bloodied, and
Okay.
is definitely in a bad position. Like he's not gonna win this fight by himself.
Okay. Let's dance.
Okay, what do you want to do?
Charge in.
Okay, Wall rushes in. What are you using?
Do these look like goons?
Yeah.
I'm just going to wild attack.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
love
I haven't
that.
used that in a while. 13. I deal double damage.
Oops. Okay. Well, that's one of them's down.
Okay.
That guy's just. I picture you like crashed into his back and just like broke his back.
Okay.
And just face plants.
Yep.
Like done. Sal,
I will throw a mini harpoon at
okay.
one.
Let's roll it.
14.
Yeah. So what does that do
Just
for your?
two damage.
Okay. Cool.
They don't have a reaction. That's only on a 20.
That's all right. Well, they're goons, so 2 is enough. So that one goes down, and I'm gonna roll for the one who just got uppercutted, lands but is not out of the fight yet, and is gonna try to attack Waldorf one more time. Well, that's a 16. So Waldorf is gonna take 2, and that actually puts him out of the fight. It doesn't. You can't tell if he's dead or not, but there's this one guy like gets a really good stab in the guts and then turns to see you and is like turning to bolt.
Would you like to, or should I?
Yeah, I think you would tackle him. I'm
Okay.
farther away.
Yep. I don't think I have anything that
Ooh.
immediately.
I want to color this in a little bit. That
Yeah.
Waldorf was like, "Oh, hey," because he recognizes Wall from earlier, right? It's like, "Oh, hey guys," and then gets stabbed.
Such a Thor moment.
Yeah.
Yep. Do I have to do anything to catch up, or can I just?
Oh yeah, no, you're all in
Yeah.
close combat.
All right,
here.
I'm just gonna bodily tackle the dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're trying to capture him, not kill him.
Yes, I want to
A
answer.
wrestle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
That's a nat 20.
I was gonna roll a like opposition roll.
Nope.
But I think I
No.
will not.
No, you
That
will not.
is a nat 20.
That is a nat 20.
Yeah, you just run this guy into the ground, get his arms behind him.
Use him like
and-
a sled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's into, so.
I don't judge.
And yeah, so you got this guy totally trapped under your control, and he's like cussing at you and hissing in a language you don't know. It's the hood comes down, and it's a human.
Okay.
Right, but he's just like saying something you don't understand. So,
I'm gonna try and roll the sleeve up. I want to check out the tattoos on this
okay.
person.
Yeah, well, I think you have pretty good control of the situation at this point. So, yeah, you pull up the sleeve. You can see there's the starter tattoo on the
Okay.
other arm. There isn't the final tattoo, but
Got
there
it.
are some things further down
Okay.
than what Zaskus had.
Okay.
So, Sal, what do you want to do about Waldorf on the ground?
I'm going to rush over and see what I can do to try and stabilize him.
Okay.
I don't have anything that is specifically medicinal based in terms of my powers or abilities, but I'm going to assume that, I know some basic first aid.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's roll it.
15.
Yeah, that's a big success. So you managed to get the bleeding stopped. You've seen plenty of wounds on ships before, and I think he's kind of like leaning back against his steps. He's like, I almost made it home, and he like shakes his hands, and the gauntlets come off and shrink down into a little like I don't know. It's like the size of a stubby pencil, right? And he's just holding on to that so his hands are free again. And
Let's get you inside and safe.
yeah,
Can
And I'll
we?
pick him up.
They little like gauntlet keychains.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like hooked
Mhm.
together, and he
Mhm.
would hang it over his rearview mirror if he had one.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, you help him get inside. Because of your help already, he just has to like his butler comes out, and yeah, so you get inside and you're like, whoa, this is a nice house. It's like a townhouse, but like a super nice like New York brownstone kind of, right, like that. Like all the houses are in pretty close, but this is a nice small house. So anyway, his valet or butler or whatever comes out, and it's like, oh no, and goes about like just like slides everything off the dining table and says, here, put him on there, please. And then he starts like boiling water and doing all the things you have to do first aid.
How bad does Waldorf look?
Well, like he would die if he was out in the
Okay.
wilderness, probably. But he's got, the bleeding has stopped, and he's getting medical attention right away. So, but it is a potentially deadly wound. He's not going to die right now.
Okay. first I want to, unless Sal has anything, I want to deal with the guy that I just tackled.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
Yeah, so you let them go inside while you've
Yeah.
just got this guy outside, out front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this person seem coherent? Like, are they like deliberately speaking to me in another language, like kind of to piss me off, or can I talk to the dude?
They're cogent.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, he's not like just babbling.
Okay.
You just don't understand what he's saying.
Okay. I'm gonna say your robes, your boots, your belt now.
You know, and he's all like tangled up. So he's like, oh, fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna. He has to struggle to do it because I'm still holding him in place.
Yeah, and I think probably his shoulder's dislocated as well. Like you just took him down hard. So, yeah, you managed to get the robe off him and the belt and all this accoutrement.
The neck is a sensitive spot. And from here, I can only just apply just the smallest bit of pressure. And your dreams of living forever come to an end immediately. Do you understand?
What do you want?
What's the fastest way back to your temple?
Out this way to the main street, and then it's at the square.
Is there a more secret way back?
No.
I was hoping we could be honest with each other, but it seems you would rather tell the truth to death. So let me make an introduction. I'm gonna apply pressure to the back of his head.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
I'm not going to actually. This
Yeah.
is not torture.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to scare him.
Yeah. No, that's fine. And that's for people listening. Torture's on our list of
Yeah.
like things we're not going to dabble in. But
This is intimidate.
yeah, you just want to scare him a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna roll a resist. That's this guy's having a very bad night, and yeah, he breaks. He's like, okay, what do you want? You want the catacombs?
Yes.
Okay. And he's, you know, speaking the common tongue, a little bit accented, but it explains that if you turn before you get to the square and go behind
Right.
the candle makers,
Right.
then the drain that they use, you can actually get under
Okay.
the square.
The candle maker's drain. Got it.
So
If I spare your life, what will you do?
I have to go back, or they'll kill me.
I would like to recruit this person.
Okay. Is there a role with that?
I command a nearby commander or minion to assist me. I can have him join a fight or perform a task. They will not do anything like out of reason or suicidal.
Yeah. So I don't think he'll do anything.
He's gonna go back, but
directly.
I'm gonna go with him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
That's fine.
he's gonna like help us like blend in.
Okay. That's fine. He's not gonna attack anyone though. Like,
Right.
Zaskus would at this point.
Right.
That guy's fully turned, but that's fine. Yeah. You've scared him enough that he
Okay.
will take you.
I'm gonna
Into the
drag him
temple.
into the house
Mhm.
a bit roughly.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's the other dead guy too. So
Well, he's dead, right?
Well, there's two dead guys and
Okay.
this guy.
This guy's
so-
still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm dragging him back to the house.
Okay.
But those are two more sets of robes we can take.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm spending the one to recruit,
Okay.
and Waldorf is still on the table being tended to.
Yeah.
Who's tending to him?
Well,
Like,
Sal is helping
Okay.
the valet, I
Yeah.
assume. Or yeah, I like valet better than butler.
okay.
Um,
Do they have healing magic, or is this
they're
something
they're
like
doing like Renaissance first aid.
this is like EMT stuff?
It's like better than Renaissance actually,
Okay.
but it's because they have hot and cold running water and they understand you should wash your hands. So
Okay.
just some basics.
It's fantasy. It's fantasy first aid versus fantasy magic.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wall is going to spend an additional 2 AP and petition which means I get to heal everybody within my vicinity to full health.
Oh, okay.
But I have to recite. Usually, Wall does this by tapping into the consulate,
yeah.
but he's tapping into the oath of the Wall right now,
Okay.
and he just recites the wall stands, the wall stands.
Yeah.
But he does throw in a bit of, in the service of life, and in the service of balance, give us strength. Let us serve your renewal.
When you get to the end of it, the guy that you're holding on, like his head snaps around and he says, serve the renewal. That country doesn't exist anymore. And you have a memory of like, oh, I know what language this guy was talking.
Mm-hmm.
It was in a neighboring nation,
Mm-hmm.
and they also got wiped out
Right.
in the course of everything that happened from your brother's treachery. But this guy apparently knows his history. So he's like trying to look over his shoulder at you. He's like, what the hell?
I'm gonna roll back my sleeves and show my tattoos, and just see if he recognizes anything. I'm not gonna fully tip my face to him yet, though.
Yeah. So are you the one the song is about?
There are many songs.
The song everyone just remembered.
Song better forgotten.
Well, it's not now. It is you, isn't it?
I've spared your life. You will do as you say. You will help us.
Are you going to reestablish the kingdoms?
The kingdom is dead.
Yeah.
We fight only for what we have now. Perhaps for a better tomorrow, but that kingdom is gone.
Okay. Well, like you said, I guess we go with what we got right now. Now, does your petition heal him as well?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, like his shoulder like
Mm-hmm.
like pops back into place
Mm-hmm.
and he yelps, but then is like, oh, okay. And I think actually this guy is gonna qualify now as far as Escus went because
Yeah.
not for the same reason,
Right.
right?
Right.
But this is like, well, wait, we were told you were all murdering bastards, by the cult, right?
This is the story of tonight.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's good. I like that.
If you have any brothers or sisters that remember the old country,
There are some. There's a bunk of us.
perhaps we should talk.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what I thought I had left. And he kind of gestures at the robe you took from him, If you're telling me there's more, and and he kind of just throws his hands up like he doesn't know what to say at that point. So we've got some recovery stuff happening. Do you want to check in with your compatriots via the earring or?
Yeah, what I am going to do, I'm going to take the robes from the dead cultists,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to I'm going to start dragging them towards a bad area of town.
Okay.
And then I will give an update to Lucky and Third,
Mm-hmm. All right. So
and just bring you up to speed about.
You bring Lucky up to speed because I gave
Right.
my count to
Oh,
the other
right.
guy.
Right. Okay.
Well, we can play telephone. I'm sure Lucky
Sure.
will tell you.
Information is passed along. What's next?
Right, you got your memory back from the runes, but did we want to ask him about anything specific with the runes on basically breaking them?
Yeah, I guess specifically asking Mage Harper about breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would it take to break this?
What techniques?
Yeah. So any,
You could ask too.
what's
I
that?
know. We're having this conversation together.
Well, like a stylist like mine can do it, but it's a little hard to wield in a combat.
What about a cursed blade?
you know, a regular steel weapon wouldn't permanently damage it, but you know, a magical weapon, like various magical effects could break a tattoo. Yeah, I've seen certain things be more effective about that, but a regular blade or cudgel or anything like that probably isn't going to damage the tattoo at all.
Pull the Arumi from around my waist and
Yeah, that is enchanted.
enchanted in the same way that will help break them, or no?
Yeah, I mean, really, any kind of enchantment is enough to. You have to break the physical plane and the astral plane.
I can help you. This is my moment. You always need it. I'm magical.
Thank you. Now I don't have to do it. Third, you experience whispers to that effect.
Yeah, he kind of guessed this. He kind of guessed that. Yeah.
And then I'll figure it out if it comes to that.
Okay.
But
Can you ask him if there is a way to trace the scriber through the tattoos?
Like the person who did it.
Yeah, like using laws of sympathy and contagion to trace it backwards along to the person who formed it, because that might be the person we're looking for.
Yeah, come to think of it, you know, if someone has the power to create those glyphs and apply them, then clearly they're someone who should be removed anyway.
I mean, we'll have to in order
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, I mean, so Harper's answer to that question is, you know, I could identify whether this person made this tattoo, but I don't think I could look at a tattoo and find that person. But I could tell you whether the person you found made that tattoo. It does have a sort of imprint to it.
Now, this is something we can also ask Zeskus as well, because he would probably remember who actually inscribed the markings on them. Maybe this person has been out in the open the whole time, just dressed in plain clothes, so nobody realizes how powerful they are. And would someone like that even want to share the knowledge of how to apply the runes, or is it something that they would selfishly want to keep to themselves?
Yeah, so over the earring, breathless because he's still running, right? But his situation's getting better the closer to the temple that he gets. So, yeah, through panting, you can hear him say, "Yeah, it's Priestess Zira. Priestess Zira does all the tattoos. She's a wizard." But, and you can tell like he's hunting for a word, like he doesn't know if that's the right word or not. But
A level 7 ruinist.
ruined.
Zira.
And that's probably who we should start with.
Quest log updated.
Mm-hmm. I think she lives in the temple. I've never seen her leave.
What does she look like? Can you ask him what she looks like?
Yeah, he describes one of the bird people, but like a sparrow person rather than big bird.
And whereabout we could find her in the building.
Do you know where her quarters are?
Well, he knows where the tattoos are done, and that's it.
Okay.
Like he doesn't know where she lives.
I mean, that's
in the
good.
temple.
That's good a spot as any to start.
But yeah, there's a there's all the pews and the altar, and then behind that the rectory, I think is what Catholics call it. But there's a room behind there for like higher level rituals and stuff, and that's where she does the tattooing. And it's always done with an audience, right? Like the next level marketing, you know, I'll get to see the cool thing happening, and the people who've already gotten to that level are like, oh yeah, yes, welcome to our ranks. You've earned this and deserve it.
Platinum plus, platinum plus,
Yes.
platinum plus. You know.
So yeah, there's a whole ceremony around it. And he says, but it's just behind the space where the altar is. It's not really hidden. It's just out of view. To him, that's a distinction.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty important one.
Um,
The difference between
I
the
get it.
sheets and the ER,
Right now,
actually.
the air conditioner is not hidden, but it's
Right.
out of view.
I know where it is.
Mhm.
So, what's next?
I suppose now we wait for Sal and Wall to come back from their scouting mission.
Sal, are you able to replicate these robes with your disguise?
You sure are.
Let's find out.
Yeah, without any trouble at all. You.
Because a hood's a hat.
Yep.
Then it seems we have 3 sets of robes, enough for the rest of us. Yourself disguised with the sorcery.
Long enough, anyway.
Yeah.
Is there any reason why we should not make for the catacombs tonight?
And also, Waldorf is like sitting up on the table, like looking at the wound, like kind of poking at it. He's like, "Wow, that is incredible. That really hurt.
Stab is so cool. Ow.
I got stabbed right here."
Oh man, didn't even leave a scar.
Yeah.
No one's gonna believe me.
Yeah. I believe you, sir.
I don't see why not.
So, shall we convene at Waldorf's house?
Do you want us to?
Yeah, meet us here. We've got the robes. We're closer to the catacombs than you are.
I suppose this time of night more people will be asleep. It might not be as busy in the catacombs or in this tower, whatever. we're going to
Theoretically.
do. Theoretically.
Not a bad thought.
We have a friend in Zeskus who might be able to provide distraction.
And Zeskus comes on the line again and says, "Okay, I made it back. The spell's off, but I have to go in and explain what happened. So if you want to listen in, now's the time."
Okay.
And he's like whispering, like into his. Okay. Right. And he walks, and now he is probably not clued in on all of the other conversation you guys have been having. So yeah, he walks in and says, "Yes, mistress, I bring my report." And you can hear a woman's voice, but it's a little indistinct. And Zassus goes on to explain, "Yes, I saw them meeting with Waldorf outside of the singing bar, and I trailed them as far as I could, but I lost them in an actual fog. I'm sorry. I did what I could." And it was a pretty good lie. And then there's he makes like a real high pitched noise, and like there's some, you hear like, and he's like, I'm sorry, I'll do better. And there's a little bit of that back and forth, but again, don't want to go too deep into that. But he is eventually released to go back to his bunk room, and that's that. So.
Well, I confirmed it was a woman. Do you think it's safe to contact him now?
I don't feel comfortable asking him to provide a distraction.
Agreed.
I feel like the distraction would end in his death. Or
He's done a
grave
lot.
But
bodily harm.
not everyone is as talented as distractions as others.
Yes, Wall nods in agreement.
But we can at least confirm if that woman he was talking to is this Zira.
Sorceress.
Yeah, he does confirm. You're like, how do you know that name? Yeah, that was her. She's terrifying.
Can you tell us where we can access her without risking your life?
Well, she has the office behind the, off the rectory, but she doesn't. There's no bed in there, so I don't know.
Ask him what time people normally go to sleep tonight.
I ask.
I think we need to have an extra earring. There was an extra one laying around.
It's more fun.
Okay, that's fine. If you're enjoying it, then that's fine. So what was the question?
It's the awkward pause after you say it that
Yeah.
really sells it.
He wanted to know what time people normally go to bed.
Oh, so both Zaskus, so like as this question comes up, Zaskus and what I call this guy? Oh no, I didn't give him a name yet, did I?
The other one?
Nope.
Yeah,
No.
Current guy.
other One.
Oh.
New Name.
No, it's a
Real person.
it's a fairly unfamiliar
You need
name
a
for you
person?
all. Steve.
Oh,
Is,
that's
uh,
exotic.
Kind of a straight. Oh, God.
Steve.
We never use the word exotic.
Yeah.
Mm.
I apologize.
I know you were kidding, but yes, Steve is a name you've never heard before. It is fairly interesting, right? But yes, so they're answering at the same time, right? Steve and Zaskus are saying like, oh no, there's like several shifts. We change.
Sorry, which one is Steve?
Steve is the guy you just turned.
Okay,
you
the one that
recruited.
was from the old country.
Yes.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, the who you just recruited.
Got it.
And so Zaskus is explaining over the earpiece, and Steve heard half of this conversation and is saying, "Oh no, that's they have shifts and somebody's on call all night or away, on guard all night." I've been watching too much Grey's Anatomy. So.
Then we strike when their shift is changing, when they're most vulnerable.
Yeah. So that Steve says after the next bell should be, at 1 a.m.
We should make haste then.
Okay.
Can I say that I took some potions with me?
Sure.
So, thanks.
That's fine. I
I'm
assume
also going to draw another portal. Or at least
a
at the
return
start.
portal.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And before we go, I'm going to take Arjun aside. Or I'm going to go to a private area and talk to Arjun
Yep. Yeah. She appears.
and say, in case the worst happens tonight, go back to the Shadowlands and tell them what we know.
Okay. And she seems like genuinely concerned. She's been kind of hovering around everything that's been happening, and there's no like snarkiness or impatience or whatever. She's like just deadly serious.
And one way or another, I'll be seeing you very soon.
Okay, well, look, you still have to take care of my boy, so the one way, not the other. And yeah, she sends you on your way.
Is that Doc?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you were talking to Doc, right?
She's
Oh, you're talking
Arjun.
to Arjun. I'm sorry.
I was so confused.
Scratch that.
Arjun is a kid?
It's wondering. Are you Martina's mom?
No, I transposed that in my mind. Sorry.
Arjun's my mom.
Oh, there we go.
Arjun was not snarky, but just excise that bit about the sun, and wants you to come back the live way and not the other way. So, yeah. And I think we're on our way. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we don't want this to end because we're all dragging our feet over everything.
Okay. So the
Let's do a montage where Wall just writes a bunch of letters and we just confess feelings for 4 hours.
I love it. The four of you meet up at Waldorf's house. By that point, now Waldorf doesn't have a robe, and he's been like he's pulled on a breastplate that's like, oh, it's been a while since I've worn this. I guess it shrunk. Maris, you shrunk my breastplate. Yeah, yes, of course. I'm so sorry. Just rolling his eyes.
Are you certain you should be joining us? You're quite well known as a figure here.
Well, look, this is my city too, and I can't just let all this happen. Well, right under our noses.
Are there others who are loyal to you who might be able to assist? Now might be the time.
Oh yeah. I mean, we do have some underground access. I don't know exactly where it connects with the temple, but we do know the delving tunnel is near what must be their catacombs.
Only you can raise protectors for the area. We don't know what's going to happen. And if there are arrests or there's a riot or anything like that, you're the best person to coordinate
Okay.
people to do that, to
Okay.
take care of those.
Nope, that's sensible. I wish I was going down there with you, but okay. I'll see who I can roust at the Union, and we'll get a defense into place. I wish we had more time.
We all do.
So, 4 of you set out. All right. Are we headed for the Candlemakers?
Yep. I explained about the Candlemaker and the drain and the secret passage.
I'm going to make myself look like a lizard person because it seems like there's a fair number of lizard people
Yep.
involved.
More than 2. So, all right. And the rest of you are all just in fully
In the robes.
hooded robes
Yeah.
and all that. You find this grating in the sort of back alley behind the candleworks. Pull it up. You're able to slip down there. And it is a little slippery because there's a lot of wax in the drain. Somebody probably comes in and cleans it out every once in a while. But yeah, you manage to get in there and find yourself in a sort of classic TMNT sewer tunnel. There's like 2 walkways all
Yeah.
round. There's a walkway on either side, and then the like river of
Stuff.
just
Mhm.
black water.
Mhm.
We don't want to know.
What a wonderful smell we've found.
Yeah.
Princess.
So yeah, but you also know what direction you're supposed to be headed in. So off we go.
Onward.
Okay. Oh, are you bringing? Was Steve coming with you?
Yes. Well, he was.
He wouldn't have a robe.
He wouldn't have a robe, but he was going to help. Like,
Right. Okay.
I
Yeah.
imagined he went to because I asked him if you have any brothers or sisters that remember the old country.
Yeah. If I can, if I get you in, can I try to clear out one of the bunks before you do anything?
Do you believe you can?
I gotta try.
I believe you.
So I'll show you how to open the door when we get there. And he's just gonna go in without a robe. He's covered in tattoos, so that's probably good enough ID. And when you turn a corner in the sewer, you find this, great big circular, like flat part that's no longer rounded, but this is flat portal. And he reaches up and gestures with parts of it slide back and forth. Concentric circles finally line up, and then chunk, 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 and it pushes in and rolls out of the way like a Fallout door.
Mhm.
When you go in, there's no like guard, or it's just a torch lit hallway, and in you go. The door rolls shut behind you, and you're in the temple. If not the catacombs, it's just a stairway up.
We must find our way to the rectory.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna want to go through here, turn right, and then he just gives you directions to like if you want to get there without going out to the church.
Common
Mm.
areas.
Yeah.
A common area.
Yeah, the common area.
Courtyard.
You should circle around this way, and don't like wave or say hi to people.
Are there instances where this priestess would take private counsel or audience?
I don't know. I've never tried.
Are there any secret symbols or handshakes or passwords that we need to know?
No, it's the markings are what we go off of. So,
So keep our sleeves down and hoods up.
yeah. If somebody wants to ask if you belong somewhere, you can just pull your sleeve up, but that's not going to work for you, so just don't get in that situation.
Can I take a good look at his tattoos and replicate them in my disguise?
I'm going to make you roll for that.
Okay. That seems absolutely fair. 100% I can.
Nat 20?
Nope, that's a 4.
Oh,
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Great. It's just some
Um,
scribbles. That
yeah.
probably translates to something really offensive.
yeah.
Secret tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just says circles.
Yeah.
Not as good as triangles, but
Yeah, but it's part of Jason's geometric
Yeah.
trilogy.
oh,
Oh, and trapezoids. There we did. We
no
did.
one- look,
We did have. It
trapezoids
was a
aren't
geometric
real.
trilogy.
It's
Nick.
so. It says like the one along your back says particle man.
I was told this meant bravery.
yeah.
No, it just means cheeseburger.
I mean, also something I stand for. So, okay. So, yeah. Steve peels off at some point. He says, "All right, I'm gonna go see if I can get my bunkmates out of here. I'll keep my head down if I can't, but good luck."
Remember the old songs. It's good to see a brother from the old country.
Don't let her speak.
Understood.
And then he just makes eye contact with everyone and looks terrified, right? Like his eyes are wide and he's like a little shaky, and then just bolts. So we just headed straight to Zira's office, apparently. Okay. I'm gonna do a luck roll. I'm gonna say a high roll you're less likely to run into somebody. Okay.
Okay.
That's cocked. It was between 20 and 14.
Hmm.
That's an 18.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you make it through. You find the back area, the rectory, where there's clearly this space set aside to, have somebody sit, or like it's probably like a altar, like it's like a long bench because you could lay down on it while you're getting tattoos done. So, and it's like 10 feet long because you might be a big person. So, yeah, you find this.
So it's a pew tattoo.
No, it's a tattoo pew.
Hmm. Perhaps one of us should make the introduction so she doesn't feel an ambush.
Isn't the whole point of this to be an ambush?
That.
If she sees 4 of us approaching her, I believe she would be cautious. It didn't seem to me that she was making herself very available to the others. She seems quite isolated. Perhaps if one of us enters first, the others ready and wait, we strike at once together.
Just to clarify a little bit too, we're kind of at the side entrance to this big circular area where it's clearly like some kind of rituals are done here. There are a couple like open doorways that lead off, and just one of those doorways has a wooden door in front of it. It's only about 6 feet tall. It's actually a little bit smaller than a normal door. But there's a like flickering light behind that door, and very likely that's where you're headed because he said she was, had an office there.
Since I've replicated the tattoos, I may be able to convince her to come out with me.
Are you sure you want to bring her out as opposed to us going in? I mean, out here. I mean, look at just the acoustics of this room alone would draw a lot of sound. Being in a
What-
smaller confined space would probably be to our advantage.
What did you have in mind then, Wall?
Take different positions. When we give the signal, we strike together at once. But if we enter all four of us,
I mean,
was-
there's one entrance, right?
Yeah.
Well, from here, you know there's a door. You don't know if there's a back door out of her office.
then we do this the loud way.
I mean, just because the whole thing where he said, "Don't let her speak."
Yeah. So we would need to move very quickly.
Or find a way to silence her before we move.
Well, would you like to be invisible again?
Always.
I think if anyone could be sneaky enough to at least get up behind her and perhaps remove her vocal cords, for lack of better term.
Through the front.
Yeah.
I mean,
Of
although I
course-
have a poison for this.
I mean, there would still be the opening of a door, so perhaps if Sal opens the door to walk in, at least draw her eyes that way, you can sneak behind them.
I'll stand
So
guard.
You and I will stand outside and wait for, well, Lucky to make her move.
Did they referred to her as Sister Zero?
Priestess.
Mistress or priestess.
Priestess,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Or mommy.
If you're nasty.
Which they are. Anyway.
All right. Are we ready?
Okay. I will cast invisibility on you.
Okay. How much AP?
3 AP to do that.
And what have you got left?
That puts me at 4.
Okay, what do you got? Well,
My AP, I have 5.
okay. Lucky.
5.
6.
Cool. All right, Sal, what's your action?
All right. I'm going to knock on the door
Mm-hmm.
and call Priestess Zero. May I speak with you?
Yeah, you hear a like twittering, like delightful Disney bird sound, and
That's not terrifying.
I think just having basic knowledge of bird folk in the world, that's probably like, okay, come in.
Okay.
I mean, look, plenty of bird folk can speak common languages as well.
Sure.
But she just did.
She's
like,
at
a little-
home.
She did a Disney trill
Okay.
of like the most beautiful bird song.
Okay. I will open the door and come in and say, I'm having a crisis of faith.
Well, here, let me give you a little bit of
Okay.
what you get. So the door opens. You can see this sparrow person, right? Across the room. This room is square. Everything's been very like round and bendy. This is a square room. Suddenly I'm remembering the meme of the like, which hole does the square go in? The square hole.
It all goes in the square.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good room. It's hip to be square.
Yeah. But she has her back to you and is looking at this great big map that's covering almost an entire wall. The room is probably 800 square feet. It's a big, big room. Like off by that map is a desk that faces the door. Like it's kind of like in the, like her chair is against the wall, right? There are just bookcases and bookcases along this whole area. And then there is another smaller replica of the bench outside. There's one of those in here in the center of the room that takes up some space. The ceiling is relatively low. Again, like maybe, oh, well, actually, yeah, you're hunching. It's like 7 feet, right? It's lower than normal.
Okay.
So, yeah, you're actually having to duck a little bit. But,
The illusion is hunching too, but I'm trying to sell that as, yeah, I'm sorry to disturb
sure,
you.
yeah. being-
And yeah.
Yeah. So what was it you were saying?
First of all, I want to ask: Are you two following, or and I assume you just sort of
She's
snuck
sneaking
in as I
behind
open
She-
the door?
yeah.
He snuck in. I think we were gonna wait for a signal.
At
outside
the
door.
entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep a lookout, make sure no one's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I will walk forward, hunched forward penitently, and say, "I'm sorry to disturb you at this time, but I'm I'm having a crisis of faith, and I need to speak with you.
Did you speak to your diamond level leader already?
I did. They directed me to you. I had questions they weren't able to answer.
Well, all right. And she turns around and it like is this very like zoom in, like moment of this like beautiful sparrow, like just perfectly,
Sparkles.
like
It
red
glistens.
and brown feathers, and but it turns like her head turns a little bit too far.
The sideways eye.
Yeah, to get the side eye. She's good at side eye.
Yeah.
And she is like probably 5 feet tall. So she's in similar to the cultist robes, but they're deep purple, and her hood is down, and she gestures for you to come in and says, "Have a seat on the bench."
Okay.
Like that one bench in the room, which is the only place to sit other than her desk chair.
Right.
So, and she just stands. Now, I actually need to roll to see if she sees through your illusion.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, there are 2 illusions happening right now.
Well, but she doesn't. She's not
she's
looking
focused
for
on
you.
it.
True.
So that one I'm not going to have roll. Oh, it's people who can see invisible stuff can see you, right?
Let's see. It doesn't say.
It's only when they attack.
Yeah, when they
Oh,
attack, they
okay.
reappear.
All right. Well, then we're not worried about that. But for you, she turns this piercing black eye on you and gets a 6. So, doesn't seem particularly phased and just like gives you kind of a strange look, like you really should be speaking to your upline. But what are your questions? And she just sort of a dramatic whoosh of her robes. Like, it's not losing an opportunity to like be intimidating and
Right.
like
I was thinking if we succeed and we abolish death and we live forever, then what does that mean for our children and our children's children and the ability of the world to sustain a population that never leaves?
well, who needs children if you live forever?
But aren't children a blessing and a joy to behold? Wouldn't we want to bring them into this wonderful world that we've created? Why are we creating this world if we're not here to share it with our families?
Lucky, this is enough time for you to maneuver.
Okay.
So what would you like to do?
I want to try to get behind her, and I will strike with a ruby
Mm-hmm.
towards an exposed part of like
That's
you
the
know.
flex sword,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
But I'll have coated it with 2 points worth of AP.
Yeah.
And it's a milky white poison on the edge of this blade.
Okay. I'm gonna have you actually I need you to roll a die before attacking. This is kind of a perception check.
And that's a 16.
Oh, okay.
This dice. I love them. They're beautiful. I can't see them. I'm gonna have to remake them. Can't read them.
So you're kind of edging around the room, right? Because you're trying to get around behind her. And with the way it's set up, actually, it makes sense for you to edge around the side that her desk is on. I'm going to do a quick drawing on my notepad here. Not for audience, sorry, but, just so everyone knows what we're
Right,
talking
let's all
about.
bring our minis out.
No.
Oh, I'll turn the map camera on.
We've got
We
her
totally
desk
have
over
that.
here, the
Our
map,
Dwarven Forge settings.
and then there's like bookshelves along any other exposed wall.
Jason, you made this whole complex? That's amazing.
Wow. The special effects and the
Um,
fog machine.
So this is where you came in. There's this whole like walls covered, like this whole wall is covered in map basically.
Yeah.
This is her desk. Her chair would face out this way. And she's kind of standing over here, and she's gestured for you to sit on the
Okay.
bench, right?
On the tattoo pew.
Yes. So, as you are, I was assuming you would come around this way, because also that's the way the door opens, so it's a shorter pathway. And as you come around, you got a 16 on your check. You see, you're like keeping an eye on her, like, I don't think she doesn't see me, she doesn't see me. And then out of the corner of your eye, you see a glimmer, a flicker in her desk chair. There's something there.
Ooh, I like this. And I'm gonna strike at the thing in the desk chair instead.
Okay. Now, it is kind of a wild attack because you can't see it perfectly. I mean, you could just attack the chair and have a pretty good idea, but I'm going to have you roll with disadvantage if you
You're
want to
gonna
do
lose
that.
your invisibility too. I will lose
Yeah.
my invisibility, but I guess in this case I am not gonna spend the 2 AP on my.
That's fine. Yeah, you can hang on to that.
I was like,
Because
it's gonna be a waste.
yeah, you're figuring out what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Smash the shiny.
What did you do?
Uh-oh.
It's just really amusing because they were both 5.
Oh, okay. Well, that's hard. No, that's fail.
That's a failure.
It's just a fail.
Yeah, okay. So,
It was just like the second time I've rolled like 2 dice and had them both come up the same and both be failures.
yeah.
Rude.
Like,
So your blade whips out, and it does it shatters the back of the chair, right? Because whatever was in the seat, the audience, we get that predator animation, you know, something moving in front of the maps, and then there is a flicker, and these energy bolts fly out from a copy of this woman who appears behind the desk, and she just sort of did a kind of like flicking her fingers at you, right? And 3 little lightning bolts jump out of her hand. So I'm gonna roll the attack. Well, that's a 6. So that's still a hard choice. So I'm just gonna have it do half damage and do 1 damage.
okay.
And it doesn't. The thing that she's not getting, her hard choice was, this also can come with a stun component, and that didn't get to go off. So she did do some damage, but you can also feel like, ooh, that could be really bad. And the other image of her flickers a little bit, but turns, and they're both kind of looking at you, and they're ready to start some shit. So, Sal, what do you do? You see, there are 2
Zeros.
Zeras.
So one.
It's like
one
a
in-
Mira Zera.
So there's
I'm gonna miss you, Jason.
No, you're not.
That's okay. You can reload.
Okay.
So there's one that just appeared in the chair and shot lightning bolts at Lucky.
Yeah, well, it was standing up from the chair and is in motion, right? It's in the John Woo
Sure.
slow motion wizard battle.
Okay. I'm gonna knock the one that's standing near me
Mm-hmm.
to the floor.
Okay, let's roll an attack.
7.
Okay, so you can either do 2 harm or 1 and make a discovery.
1 and make a discovery.
Okay. When you hit this form, it's like punching a hard illusion, right? A hard light, whatever you want to call it, you know.
Okay.
And it does fly back and flickers, but it was something solid that you could hit, and it she hits the wall and shakes her head and is getting back in the fight. So, what about you two? We're
I
I
waiting.
think we
that
just
was
heard
the
that's
signal.
the signal.
Yeah.
All right.
We should just say that as we're stumbling through the door. We're stuck.
Now I have a feeling Wall would go through first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Wall, what do you got?
What do I see as I enter?
You see two identical sparrow women, and Lucky off to the left, kind of near the desk, and Sal in the middle of the room near the bench.
Okay.
And so one sparrow is kind of over by the desk, and another is further along that wall, near the maps.
Okay. Do they?
So they're both kind of over here-ish.
Does one look more solid, or like, is there still a shimmer effect on the other?
Only so when Sal hit the one, that one flickered.
Okay.
So you tell me if you saw that or not.
I don't think I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So other than that, they both look totally
Okay.
solid.
Then I'm gonna approach the one closest to Lucky,
Okay. So
and
the one on the left.
I'm spending 4 AP, activating my limit break. I mark an enemy, and that's the one closest to Lucky.
Yeah.
I automatically make 3 successful basic attacks, and then I continue as long as I don't roll a failure.
Okay. And this isn't like only against minions or something, right?
No.
Okay, because she's not a minion.
An enemy. Yep.
Great. Go for it.
So my weapon deals 3, so that's 3 times 3, and then now I begin
So we do 9 off the bat.
off the bat,
Okay.
and that's it. That's all I do.
Oh no.
But that's 3 quick hits.
Does it say like what happens when you fail a roll? Or
No,
you just...
it continues as long as I succeed. So I technically
Oh,
can
you
one shot a
can-
baddie, but yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
So yeah, you hit her really hard. You like smack her. You can see like a crack in her beak, and she just like slams against the wall as you can. What did this attack look like as you rushed in?
I'm focusing on preventing this being from speaking, so I'm targeting the face.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, she just gets whacked around and slams into the wall, and is from the wall to the wall.
Yes.
I think that's how the song goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the the result is extreme. Like she's really injured. Third.
Okay. As he would walk in after you. He's going to first use magic tricks to create a sound from like the other side of the rectory, like it's a crashing and shouting, just like real brief
Okay.
from elsewhere.
Wait. So from like outside the office.
From out, yes,
Okay.
from general build. I'm trying to make a sound away from the office now.
Sure.
Then he will step in and close the door. Is there a deadbolt?
Sure. Yeah.
Perfect.
Click.
Okay.
Good job.
Cool. If I can do more than that, he's going to gaze at this, look, the woman knows there's 2. And then he's kind of going to let his vision just kind of relax, and he's going to try to see her true name.
Oh.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Yes. I've had this planned for like 3
Okay.
weeks.
Then we'll
I'm sure
flip
there
this
will be
and-
consequences, but it's fine.
We'll flip this and require you to roll high.
Okay.
Because previously you were trying not to. look.
Yes. Now I am attempting to look. That's a 15.
That's a success.
Yeah.
Look, it's sort of like where you have to let your eyes on focus.
Yeah,
It's
like to see that the 3D
the
things.
puzzles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Magic eye.
Exactly what
Yeah,
it's
the
going
magic
for.
eye
Yes.
puzzle.
I'm using my magic eyes.
You,
What do your magic guys see?
Well, they see her name.
so you see, he's like seeing the Matrix. You see a lot. There's just so much magic in this room. First of all.
Yeah.
And you see these 2 images over on this side of the wall have no name,
Huh.
but the person creeping up on your right
Mhm.
does.
Okay. I will
Also invisible,
immediately.
but you can see her because you know her name.
Yes. You immediately whirl and
Mm.
look that way.
Okay.
Well, if you're gonna let me continue, then he will look in that direction, speak the name,
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Do not speak."
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll because
Okay.
she's not a common.
Right? No.
She's
no.
no
Yeah, we
mere
don't
head
really have
witch.
mechanics for
Yeah.
this. That's a 12.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna roll
Okay.
versus.
Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
That's a 16.
Okay.
Okay. But she is like grossly inhibited
Mhm.
and like makes this really awkward squawking noise. And the two other images flicker, and it's clear to everybody in the room that those are illusions.
Mhm.
And her invisibility breaks,
Oh, okay.
but she's not totally incapacitated yet.
Right.
And she is like graveling out some kind of spell that she's trying to.
And y'all see
do.
Third looking right at this other person. It's weird.
Yeah, and so everyone can see the actual priestess now. So I think I'm gonna have her take a turn. If that's all right.
I object.
Yeah.
I object.
We're just gonna decimate her. It's fine.
All right. So, well, she's very focused on Third because this is not great.
I just did something real nasty to her too.
That's a 15.
Okay.
And I don't think she's messing around with her little like stun bolts. She
Real deal.
like reaches into her like sleeve and flicks out a bunch of feathers that come point first, like quill first, you know, and are gonna deal 4 damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use that opportunity to make a sneak attack.
Great. Yeah. Also, they are. I think just because you understand her so well, what she just hit you with is also a spell. Like these have hit a specific point in your body, and they're trying to like disrupt your body's energy lines.
Okay.
Like a chi block.
Oh,
Yeah, like
wow.
the equivalent of like I don't want to appropriate acupuncture or something, but like that type of idea
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
she's hit a very
But with
specific
magic.
strike.
Yes.
Magical meridian.
So she is distracted enough for sneak attack.
Great. And this time I am gonna use my white poison. So, do I have to like? I always am confused. So I'm using a AP to sneak attack, and I'm also using AP to do the poison. And do we still have to roll for that?
Do any of them say roll?
No.
Yeah, I think you can just spend as much AP as you want.
Cool.
I would have you roll, or does sneak attack just say you hit?
So there are 3 options on sneak attack, and one is you make a basic attack, one is you incapacitate a commoner or minion by touching one of their pressure points and they fall to the ground unconscious.
So that one won't work.
But then the poison is 2 AP and the victim writhes in pain for an hour and can't speak. That is not an attack based, like it's not a roll attack.
Yeah. So I think it's just you have to hit them with the poison.
Okay.
So I think we'll.
But the way I interpret this is because sneak attack lets you make a basic attack on one of them, but that's something that you can already do for 0 AP.
Oh.
So sneak attack must make it so that you just get that basic attack. And then she's paying another 2 AP.
Okay. That's
to
probably.
imbue
Can I
that
look
with
at the
poison.
card real quick? I just want to make sure I'm
This is
giving you all of your
because it's
opportunities.
once per round.
Yeah.
Like I can't do it every time somebody attacks, but I can do it once per round when someone attacks someone else.
Oh yeah. No, that's an auto hit. That's because there's no die icon. So
Okay, So all these times I've missed on my poison, I may be
yeah.
sad about it.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was doing that
Just
wrong.
make up for all of it now.
Yeah.
Season finale.
You suddenly have 10 more AP.
All right. That's awesome.
Like so many poor.
Yeah, I'm
rolls.
sorry I shorted you on that. That sucks.
okay.
Take 2 AP. I'm
Thanks.
sure that's not enough, but anyway. Yeah, you make this. You like cross the room. Get with your like. What are you using? What does this look like?
I'm gonna use the Urumi
Yeah.
because I know from talking to Mage Harper that I need to use a magical weapon to
Yeah.
disrupt.
Yep.
So it's almost like a leap so fast it's a blink,
Yeah. Okay.
where the sorceress throws the quills at Third, and then from the side you see kind of this like whomp,
Yeah.
and I slash out on her unprotected flank.
Yeah. Sure. You just slice through the robes across her side, her ribs, and back. Something
Yeah,
like
I
that?
want to try like as much as possible to disrupt the lines that I know are going around of these runes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And you have a
Greatly,
really
I
good
guess.
understanding of them. So yeah, what does the poison do again? It says they can't speak and what?
They writhe in pain for an hour.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So between third, so also third, this like spell that was going to have an effect on you. You know the point. You've seen the Matrix.
Yeah.
Right. Where Neo like figures out he can fight the Smith, and he just like puts one hand behind his back and is like, "Nope, we're not. This is stupid. You're stupid for trying." It's like this spell that you see. You're like, "Oh, I know it. This is stupid." Like, no. Yeah, and you just like know which one to pull first, and like, ding, ding, ding,
Wow.
ding, ding.
Awesome.
I'm badass.
Yeah,
I know kung fu.
or feathers.
Made fu.
So the
Kung Foul.
This is what it sounds like when sparrows cry.
If you're just tuning in now, this is what it's always like.
all right.
You
So
have 13 delightful other episodes of our,
Series finale.
of our bad tips and puns.
so yeah, between the two of you attacking, like the spell completely being dismantled and your poison taking hold, you can see too that you've slashed through fabric and shredded feathers, and you can see the like skin underneath is bleeding. And yeah, she just arches her back. The other two illusions just like flicker and go out. And she collapses onto the ground, like trying to look at all of you, and is not even really making a noise. She just is like, yeah, she's helpless.
Got her.
Oh, well, I need you to roll a die for me.
20, nat.
Oh, well,
Yes.
the map on the wall catches your eye.
Okay.
It's a lot like the one you were looking at earlier in the university.
Uh-huh.
The map of Kraken deaths.
Yes.
Except this is a map that has several things labeled as training grounds in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a very clear indication that whatever is training is supposed to converge on Creektown/Spire. Well, and yeah, with a 20, like
Okay.
any
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna sit on that while we're addressing the mage situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll come back to that.
okay, it's 2 nat 20s.
Yeah.
It's
saw
making
them.
up
I'm
for all my
witness.
Yeah,
for all my ones
you've,
this
you've,
game.
had, you've had some shit rolls for
I've
sure.
had some
Yeah.
horrible rolls.
All right, Sal, what are you doing?
Well, I was gonna blast her, but Sal isn't gonna do that. Like if she is no longer a threat.
Yeah, now she's writhing on the ground. Her other illusions have faded. Yeah.
I'm gonna rifle through the desk. I'm gonna see if there's information about a handily written note of plans, or if there's just confirmation that she's the one who's actually in charge and performing a bunch of the miracles.
Well, let's roll real quick because you're in a hurry
Okay.
and time is of the essence.
13.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you find several letters addressed to her. They're not emails, so they don't have the reply of like what she wrote, but they are talking about how well, the gist is that she's basically second in command, and the main thing she's been organizing is the confluence, and the confluence is like supposed, like it said midnight on today's date, but we're already past midnight, so it doesn't make sense. And also there are like walls and walls of books, right? So there's lots of stuff you could go through, but just in your quick like, ooh, these letters look important, and they are. Yeah.
Okay. There's something wrong. There's supposed to be confluence at midnight, but we're already past. Nothing happened.
Wall's gonna point out his nat 20 intelligence.
Yeah. When Wall points this out, you all can see pretty plainly on the map, like all these like lines converging on Creektown/Spire.
Maybe they meant midnight tonight, because that can be confusing sometimes.
Yeah.
Time zones.
It's that whole AM thing. Anyway, well, we haven't seen or heard anything strange happen, so
And
maybe we do have another day.
She's the second in command. There's someone else who's calling the shots.
Is there a name?
Was the letter signed?
Yeah. Cool.
Steve.
It was Steve all along.
Nezin.
Winslet Brenmore.
All right, brother.
Always a grandma.
Was it brother Nissen?
Yeah, it turns out she's writing to Nizen. And Nizen, who everyone thought was just this useless figurehead,
Is actually
that is a image he has cultivated.
yeah.
As just a functionary. But
Functionary. I like that.
yeah.
Nizen.
Very
Okay.
clever, Mr. Nissen.
It's Nizend. He's been behind all of this all along. Old man Nizend.
It would have worked if
Would have gotten away with it too.
So next week.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, for you.
All right, so we've got a limited amount of time left
Yeah.
here.
I'm gonna look at Lucky and I'm gonna say, as much as it pains me to say this, if we were able to kill her, destroy her runes, it could turn the tide for us because it would prove that they aren't immortal.
When you look at her, because you're like talking about her, you realize she is pushing through the poison faster than she should be able to.
She seems to be coming around.
Okay. From the slash in her robes, like, so I can see skin and whatnot and all of that. Does she have runes? Like,
Yeah.
she has that whole set.
Yeah, and a bunch of them are, they're all sort of like blue glowy things. Several of the things that you can see like under the feathers are like broken and kind of purpley red now, but a bunch of them are intact. So whatever it is that's working, like the wound isn't closing up, which is something that Steve described, I think. Zaskus described that.
Yeah.
So that maybe you broke that rune. But whatever, like she's got some kind of functioning magic still.
Okay.
So we need to keep cutting the runes.
I can disrupt.
I'm gonna use the memory charm to figure out where I need to slice to stop this.
Okay. You could take them for yourself.
No, thank you.
Weak.
I'm glad you feel that way. Very to be
All right. So let's roll it out.
Be better to me this
Oh,
time.
actually, roll with advantage because you
Both
have
of you be better to me this
photographic
time.
memory.
Nat 20.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see exactly what it would take to, like, just like 3 good cuts, like break, not even like torturous cuts, just like would basically dismantle all of her like she's a spellcaster as well, and she knows how to do magic.
Yeah.
But she has all these static effects that are protecting her, and you can disable all of those easy peasy.
Fantastic. Can I flavor this by saying that the way I do it is actually, instead of having to use because it's a flexible sword blade,
Yeah.
it's really long and that would be weird.
Yeah.
But that I actually am able to combine my corruption touch with
Like use a
my
claw.
bug knock.
Yeah. Oh, you're not. Yeah.
Yeah. And then because that's the claw one.
Yeah. Totally. You can just
Or I could do it with my claw.
just
yeah.
scratch it.
Yeah.
I think
Have
that's more
Yeah.
like intimate
Unlike
and,
unlike my actual hands
Yeah.
where the nails have been
But
broken.
I like the
Yeah.
intimacy of like having to like
Yeah.
scratch that out yourself. Yeah. So yeah, you destroy basically all of her passive enchantments, everything that looked powerful, And you can see, because you can see her true nature right
Yeah.
now, and you can't make her do anything because she can't do anything.
Yeah, I'm also not trying to.
But you could make her do something if she recovered from the poison.
I'm just he's being prepared to just kind of hold her at bay. If
Yeah.
she was.
Well, as these spells are broken, apparently some of it must have also been pain dampening, because she really is making noise and writhing and like
She starts squawking.
squawking big time. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna try to. He has a little bit of a heart. He will tell her, you no longer feel as much pain. Stop screaming.
Oh. Okay.
He's a softie.
All right. Yeah. She stops squawking. She's still like, I think, moving a little, because the poison says she has to like writhe a little bit, right?
Yeah, I mean, rides in pain. You can't speak.
Okay. So
I mean, I feel like the pain part is not the important part.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, she kind of settles down and is like trying to speak, but like nothing comes out. And because you already said don't speak, right?
I know just what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like a frozen vocal cords. Is
Yeah.
really what's important there.
Yep. Got it. So yeah, that's where you are right now.
We need to hurry and get moving.
Zaskis, where can we find Nizen?
So
Yeah, but we don't want her to speak.
Yeah,
Zeskus.
Oh, sorry.
So he says, well, he's supposed to speak to the, what's it called? Not audience, congregation, tomorrow morning. Maybe he's getting ready. Maybe he's in chambers somewhere. I don't know where his apartments are.
What are we to do with this one in the meantime?
Well, as I told Lucky, I think if we are able to end her life, show other people that they aren't as immortal as they think, it might help destroy morale of the cult. Might move others to our side. If we can prove that everything they've learned is a lie.
Give me to her and I'll leave you alone.
How do I know you aren't lying, Audrey?
I cannot.
No, that is real. He starts to pull out Audrey, but he kind of has his eyes closed.
Wall sees that, puts his hand on the third's shoulder. If you haven't the courage, no one will look down on you. To take a life is not supposed to be easy.
It's for the greater good. And Audrey says she will release me if I give her to the dagger.
Who is Audrey?
He slowly holds up the very long knife.
I also have named my weapons before.
This one actually speaks to me.
Sometimes
been
I also feel close to my weapons.
No, literally been whispering to me for a few days now.
Sorcery.
Fae magic.
Are you sure it's a good idea to feed its desire?
No, I think it's a terrible idea. But I really want to be rid of this thing.
And we have other options, right? We have all the materials.
A ritual that
tonight,
may or may not work.
and this may or may not work, or it may come back to haunt you in a different way. Everything you told me about them, they lie with the truth.
They do, don't they? Does Audrey have anything to say for herself?
I never lied to you.
That doesn't mean you told me the whole truth.
The truth is not always right.
I put her away and just turn away from the situation, and he said, I've told you what I thought. Do what you will.
Taking a life, it isn't courage.
No, he's telling you, do what you will with her.
Yeah. And it's just
Let's hear it.
what I'm saying to Wall.
Mhm. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking
That
to me.
it's not about courage. And in this case, it's about justice.
Death would be too nice a fate for this one, but perhaps this is all we can afford.
Well, should be welcomed by the consulate.
Yeah, I mean,
Welcomed.
like, and this is the justice that we agreed to that we agreed to come here for.
Who does the honor?
I mean, I have no desire to whatever. I don't care. I guess is what I'm saying.
Wall's gonna solemnly walk over and prepare to do the task.
Sure. Perform the coup de grace.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone if anyone objects, speak now. Okay, so yes, you take out the priestess. Everyone recover 2 AP. There's a flood of there's this released energy in the room that was just this oppressive force that not even sure how she was generating that in her state, but it must have been part of the room. But that is released, and you feel this like resurgence of energy. And yeah.
Hopefully we didn't make too much noise. Shall we move on? Look for Nissen?
The bells start ringing outside, and at first you think like, oh, is it 1 o'clock already? But then it goes on way more than 1, and you realize those are the alarm bells of like the city's under attack.
They
Like-
did mean midnight a few minutes ago, an hour ago. Great.
So what do you do?
We need to go find and take care of Nissen.
I put an ear to the door. Do I hear anyone running around?
There is movement, but it's not like people are waiting outside the door.
They aren't coming to us.
Right.
No, but more. My thought was more if the attack is the mustering call, would there be the cultists getting ready?
Yes.
You know, like running past and getting ready
Yeah.
and doing like that.
So
They're moving out there. If we come out and join them, I think we can blend into the crowd.
Probably.
okay, we'll
Good
head
idea.
out. As you exit the chambers, I shouldn't like close the door behind you. Like nobody needs to know what's going on in there.
Nothing to see here.
And you head out into the main temple area. You can see all manner of robed folks lined up and receiving a breastplate that they put over their robes. And the breastplate has this, like, it's upside down in the sense that the tentacles are reaching up, and this, like, stylized kraken embossed on their breastplate. But the head is at the bottom and the tentacles are reaching up. And it is being handed out to just everyone is like waiting in line. They're getting that, and they're getting like pretty standard looking longsword in a sheath.
Upside down version of Flynn.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Sorry, I
Very
couldn't
convenient.
help
I was
myself.
so excited to see that. So if you're just listening, you should check the video at this timestamp because Pooja's belt is awesome, and she made it herself. If we didn't
It's
mention
really
it.
great.
But yeah, everyone is lining up and being handed equipment, and orders are being shouted to get into position. And there are a bunch of people who look like maybe they're newer in the order. There are a lot of people standing around like, what is happening right now? These are definitely not newbies being handed equipment, but that's what you see. And Zaskus comes over the earring. And he says, no, how can this be? It's too soon. They said we had months.
To do what?
The They're invading Spire.
I've seen this before. Where's Nizen?
And at that point, you hear, "Have at you!" And there's a lot of clanging and grunting. So, Thescus is a little unavailable at the moment.
Steve.
Did Steve get an earring?
No.
I don't think so. No.
Wall doesn't understand technology.
No, that's true. You yelled, "Steve!" Imagine Steve is like a really bad cuss word in like 7 languages.
Mm.
Why'd you name your kid that? Jesus Christ. So, what are we doing?
Where's the battle seeming to be had? They're running to someplace.
Yeah, there's the directions you're hearing are to your places. That's like
Okay.
that's places, everyone, places.
Thank you, 5. Tarina, what's happening out there? Or Danny?
Yeah, no, Trina and Danny both up on the line, and they say there's nothing right out here, but it sounds like something's happening in Creektown. I can't tell. It's Danny.
Get them out. Get them out now.
Oh,
Everyone.
a bunch of lights just went out in Creektown. I don't know what's going on. Middle of the night, remember, as well.
Right. I think we have to go to Creektown and let Nizen fall by the wayside, unless you think we can find him fast.
We don't really know what he looks like.
Well, we do know what
Sort
he
of.
looks
Yeah,
like.
you have a pretty good
Oh,
description.
okay. Not bad.
There's probably even been some posters of him.
Does Nizen look like anybody Wall remembers?
No.
Okay.
Gonna short timeout for point of order.
Sure.
It's 8:34.
Yes.
So what do you think would put us on a more direct path to be able to wrap the story?
Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. I don't want us to like go on one tangent and then it's
Yeah. Too many tabs open.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the most urgent thing here that you're able to deal with is whatever's happening in Creektown.
so we have to get to Creektown
ri-
because we aren't.
Running around this place looking for Nizen.
Mhm.
He's probably out on the battlements or something.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
That was
So-
my thought. Like, if there's an attack and he's been coordinating it,
he's probably out in the field
Okay.
already.
Okay.
Wow, good thing y'all know so much about battles, military. You're all real
Yeah.
smart.
For real.
Sorry, not my area of expertise. Okay, let's
I
Yeah.
just read a lot of fantasy books.
Quick to the
Well, I meant in character too.
I'm
to the salamander. We
To
have-
Salamander. Wait. That's right. Like the broom closet. Draw a hole in it.
Oh yeah,
Portal.
exactly. So yeah, you all jump back through, and Danny is up on deck already, like undoing the ties.
Yeah.
You know, like the ties that bind, and is getting the ship ready to sail. So.
A perimeter around the survivors create.
What's that from?
Star Wars.
Oh, right. Okay. So now, what's a Star War? No, we don't have time for that.
Long ago.
So the ship sets sail. I'll put air quotes around that because we're literally in the air. And I think it was only like half a mile up to Spire, right? It wasn't very far.
Yeah, that's
Um,
about right.
And as you start sort of coasting back down towards the water, you see there is, Creektown has a lot of like planks and boards and just really cobbled together. And you see a like 20-yard long stretch of one of the boardwalks lift up out of the water and slam down onto another part of Creektown. So it's just like folded on itself, like
Whoa.
a folding thing that folds.
Nailed it.
Your visual descriptions are just, whew, I got chills.
I can see it folding. I
I
can
was
see it
practically
folding.
there.
As you sail down and get closer to the water, you see black armored tentacles reaching out of the water, and behind them, a ship with sails that bear the bone giant symbol on the sails, and seems to be just on the other side of this kraken that is wrecking Creektown. So, what do you want to do?
Nizza must be on board that ship.
Agreed.
All right.
Hiding behind that. Is this a mature kraken or is this an ancient?
This is a dead kraken,
A dead
Zombie
mature?
kraken.
ancient.
Okay.
Well, shit. It's about as bad as it
Okay.
gets.
This is Wall's nightmare. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, to the
Hold-
cannons.
Hold on. We don't have time for the cannons. Harper, I need the glyph.
Okay.
And I'm going to have Harper trigger the glyph that makes us slim.
The side-on charm.
And just go right on at it so that we're
Okay.
as invisible as
Perfect.
we can be.
Callback.
Yes. Harper activates the glyphs. Do you want me to roll or you to roll? I just want to see how well they work. They're gonna work.
This is the hubris, but it's 9.
Okay.
That was a 1 for him. This font is very bad.
Yeah.
We got whiter.
So with the partial success, I'm gonna say you sail out. You sail, like trying to navigate around these tentacles as much as possible, and you take some cosmetic damage. Really, it could turn bad, but
Okay.
you get in one kind of tight situation where it was accidentally squeezing you, and so you squeak
It's
out of
got a
there.
cool scar. It's fine.
Yeah. So, what do you want to do?
Sail directly at the ship.
Okay.
How big
Like,
is the
like
ship?
ramming speed?
Yeah, how big is the ship in relation to the Salamander?
It's actually about the same size.
Okay.
So it's relatively small compared to like, oh, are we doing an invasion in this? And there's no like navy behind it. But I
Okay.
guess they assumed that like zombie kraken would be enough.
That seems like a pretty good assumption, but no, we're gonna go full ramming.
Okay.
And I'm getting on the bowsprit. I'm taking my position at the front of the ship.
Okay. Do you have any like moves or attacks that you would like to exercise?
Only being incredibly awesome.
Yeah. All right. Let's roll with advantage because this is awesome, and also take an AP.
11.
That's a success. 11's as good as a 19. So, the ship, you just slam into the side of this the ship that's out there. And as you approach, you can see there's all these like lamps are lit on the deck of the ship, and you can see Nizen at the helm, not like literally steering it, but shouting orders and all kinds of stuff going on. There's this just mantle of power around him, yeah, that's you slam into the side of their ship. I don't know how much ship damage you do. Roll 2d6.
Roll 2d6.
Okay. 8. This seems like a lot.
Okay.
And now how much you take for ramming? I think I'm going to put 1d6 because you're the instigator.
Okay.
Puts you.
2.
Nice.
You take 2.
Okay.
To yourself and your ship, which is yourself.
Right. I'll take that trade.
All right. So we have.
Quick question. I
Yeah.
had taken some damage. The ship had taken some damage at some point in the past. Because I'm down to 7 HP on the ship. Did I have a chance to heal some of that before?
Yeah, I think in the dry dock, right? Didn't we?
And we had crew on board that would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So am I starting from
Yeah. Start from 10.
total?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, Pooja, rushed the ship out, snuck through zombie kraken tentacles, and rammed the ship where Sal replaced himself at the bow of the ship and rammed into the side of Nizen's ship. And Nizen is on the deck shouting orders and is looking very surprised that the ship has smashed into them. But, you know.
I grab onto that ship so that they can't escape.
Oh, as the bowsprit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm attached to my ship, and I'm attached to me, and
That's
I'm grabbing onto
terrifying.
the
This is now a kaiju battle.
Yeah. You're just like tearing planks until you get a good hold on something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love it.
Very cinematic.
So there are sailors on board this other ship who are looking to get involved in the fight. They're kind of running towards you. What do you all want to do?
Looks like Nizen. Say we go for Nizen.
What's happening with the zombie kraken?
It's eating Creektown, basically. It's wrecking Creektown. It's not really eating anything.
I have an idea. Do you think?
Oh, if you have an idea, go ahead.
Well, what if we do the portal trick like we did with them on the ground? Do you think maybe we could shove them through a portal, get them on our ship, get them away from the others?
We could do that.
Might
Are you
be-
talking about Nizen? Or are you talking about
Yeah.
the kraken?
Nizen.
Oh, okay.
Might be pretty hard to draw a circle around somebody who's actively...
No, but I can draw a portal on a wall, and you can shove them through it,
Oh.
and hope that not too many people
Yeah,
follow.
true. Yes.
It
I
still
didn't think of
requires us to get near him and
Yeah.
get him someplace where we can maneuver. So this time, y'all be the distraction.
that. Okay. So do we want to let their sailors board the Salamander and fight them here, or beat them to the punch and fight on their deck?
I think we need to go to them, so that way we can try to grab Nizen.
Yeah, you guys definitely have the initiative in this to decide how to deal with it because they were not expecting to be rammed like this. So,
Where is Nissen position-wise on the ship?
so he's at the rear,
Okay.
the on that like raised the poop deck, I think.
Right. Okay.
So
Behind where the wheel is.
yeah,
Okay.
he's like in that
Got it.
squared off area. There's the wheel. He's got a navigator at the wheel, and he is there with probably his first mate and shouting orders and
And where are we attached?
just amidship.
Midships.
Yeah.
Like a T-bone?
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah, just T-bone
Got
into
it.
them.
Got it.
I think. Well, if we want to throw them off their game, while our vastly undernumbered forces head over there, I have an idea for that.
Say it quickly.
I can banish the kraken.
You
Oh.
can do that?
You know, it's great what a memory charm will do for you.
That's so cool.
Okay.
Okay.
How does that work?
I think. Well, do you want cinematically or mechanically?
Well, I want to know the mechanic first.
Mechanically, I spend 5 AP to permanently banish a nearby spirit creature to a random shadow plane.
This is a creature, yes. And you have 5 AP to spend.
Yes.
Then there's no roll for it. Then please describe
Oh
how
my
this works.
god, yes.
I think cinematically, Lucky becomes her wraith self
Yeah.
and taps into like also grows weirdly larger
Mm.
as darkness starts to encompass the salamander, and you hear a voice that doesn't really sound like Lucky's, but is Lucky's, come out and say, "You are not welcome here. Be gone." And as that begone finishes, like all of the shadow that's been amassing around her shoots out and like surrounds the
Yeah.
kraken.
Mm-hmm.
And when it dissipates a moment later, the kraken is gone.
Yeah. In this moment that you connect with it, you actually can feel the Kraken's mind, the original mind of this creature, like reaching out to you to do something for it, because it was not like it was forced to do this, right?
Mhm.
Like this was not really its true self. And so part of this was it going like, yes, thank you. That like not in words, but just plummeting through to the Shadow Realm and grateful to do so as it can sort of become its shadow self to rest again. And then Nizen just screams. Sounds like maybe in pain and rage, but I think we're gonna hit you with a light bolt because you've drawn attention to yourself.
Can't imagine how that happens.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you said you're larger than usual.
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna give him advantage on this attack. Light bolt. He's basically shooting a laser. An 11 is a success. So that is 4 harm.
Okay, and that is
Oh, is that all of it?
yeah, I'm dead.
Well, you become a wraith.
No, I am a wraith. Is the problem?
Oh, and you take magical damage.
Double
Oh
damage.
no.
Oh, shit.
Okay, well that's
Make it cinematic.
not
Just make it
necessarily
cinematic.
the end. But we'll come back to that. Okay. So you all see this beam of light pierce out from the deck of the other ship, and
I mean, I'm happy to go down this way. Like, I want to make it
Yeah.
clear
We-
that this would be fucking epic.
Yeah.
Excuse my language.
we see Lucky's wraith form just explode in a shower of dark sparks. I don't know what that looks like, but it sounds fucking cool. And Lucky's body falls gracefully to the deck of the ship, your ship. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
And all we know right now is it looks like Lucky's dead.
Third looks very upset. And he turns himself invisible.
Okay.
It's been my... been my creepy.
Okay.
He's going to turn visible.
Go ahead. Do you have more? Or?
Yes, he's going to charge at Nizen.
Okay.
Kill
That
his
run's
friend.
gonna take half a second, so
That's
I'm
fine.
just gonna get everyone.
no,
it's
please,
kind of all
please.
happening at once.
Yeah.
So,
I
Very
shout, Lucky, no! And my eyes flash blue, and electricity crackles
Uh-oh.
inside them, and one of my
I
hands
forgot
goes
you
off
could
of
do
the ship,
this.
and I call down
you might hurt someone.
a lightning bolt on Nizen.
Okay, this is great because that's right where third's going.
That's why I wanted it to happen before third gets there.
Yeah,
I mean, it probably takes him a second.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
lightning is probably faster than third.
and I want
Yes.
to find out what Wall is doing in this moment as well before we all roll dice.
Wall. He kind of goes into a mode where he's more calm and focused, and that's like even more scary because he kind of just starts purposefully walking toward Nizen.
Mm-hmm.
Just okay.
Just like shaking people off.
Oh, are people trying to stop him?
Yeah, there's all the sailors
They're
are
not
like
gonna.
trying to.
They're not
yeah.
gonna stop him.
I assumed you'd want to use your
Yeah.
all mooks are dead move.
I don't have enough AP, but I
no.
will fight every single one of them if they try to stop
And
me.
at
Okay.
least one of them, he throws him over the board to the Wilhelm scream.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
you
just
get
want to
one
like
per
a,
episode.
like a cutaway of like it's like a far shot and just bodies being like tossed. Yeah, that's
Okay.
Wall right
That
now.
would slow him.
Great. So I'm going to have you two roll first.
Okay.
Lightning bolt and lightning wall.
I don't roll. It was 4 AP.
Oh God.
Jugger Wall. Whoops.
Does
Nothing.
was Nizen holding anything metal?
Not substantial. All of his soldiers
Silver
are wearing
helmet.
metal breastplates, but he's just.
Oh,
in
he's not
robes.
wearing a
Yeah.
metal breastplate. Okay, because he takes more damage if he
Oh.
had metal.
No, I mean the probably people next to him will. Doesn't
Probably
it
just
hit like
blow
kind of
Chain.
an area?
No, I don't have
No.
that. I could do the chain one, but this seems like I
Okay.
want to do more damage to him.
Okay.
So 8 HP.
Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Noted. Oh, pen mode. Come on. All right.
I rolled a tough choice.
Oh, okay. So Wall, you can get stuck fighting and like basically be taking care of yourself, and that's fine.
I want to get beat up and move forward.
Okay, take 2 harm, and you will be near Nizen.
Okay.
Third,
Mm-hmm.
this lightning bolt crashes down you dash ahead as you can see Wall
Mhm.
fighting his way through
Yeah.
because he's not invisible.
Mhm.
But you dash ahead, lightning crashes down ahead of you. It's not close enough, I think, to do any residual harm
Yeah.
to you. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna do attack Nissen.
Okay, with what?
Be the second if I hit him. Well, that's a 12.
Okay,
So third reappears with Audrey in Nism's back.
okay. What I forget how much damage we said Audrey does.
Oh,
It was
I
like
don't
some
know.
amount, and then you could boost it with AP.
50.
I think it was
I
two
don't
plus
remember.
I think it was 2 plus however much AP you want to spend.
Well, I only got 3 left, so he's getting all of it
Okay.
because you just killed Lucky, and
Yeah.
third is just running on emotions right now.
Okay, so he
I
takes
thought it-
5 more. Was it?
Oh, sorry. I thought it was like 2 plus then 2 for every AP. that
Oh
Third
yeah,
spent.
yeah, yeah. That's
I
what
d-
it was.
You'd think I would remember my own weapon, but I
Yeah.
didn't write it down.
Yeah.
apparently.
So that is actually 2 plus 6
Mhm.
is 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no. Instead of in his back, I'm gonna do it from the front.
Yeah. Okay.
So I can
Yeah,
see
you just
his as
appear.
this knife just buries
Ooh.
right into his
Can we
gut.
have a shot of like we see Wall like moving towards, and then it's just you appearing in front?
Yeah. Yeah, but I
And
mean,
Well, no,
what's
you
better?
would see. Well, no, because I would be on the other side of Nissen.
Oh, okay.
They'd probably still see me up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I
But-
think as you're
yeah, yeah.
breaking through the crowd, you see third
Mhm.
stabbing Nizen.
Mhm.
Nizen is not dead yet,
Mhm.
but well, let's catch you up to this scene. You took your damage to get here.
Yep.
How do you want to get involved? And then
I don't
I'll
get-
give you a little bit more detail on what happens with Audrey, but
Okay.
but
I will wild attack.
oh yeah, okay. Oh, are you sure that could hurt him?
Oh, I'm talk to him.
Yeah, yeah.
That is a success. I deal double damage. That's 6
Oh,
going
God.
to him.
Okay.
I wild converse.
No, I want the killing blow. No, I want the killing blow. I want the killing blow.
Yeah, I think actually between the lightning bolt and the two of you, Nizen is done. He just can't stand up to this.
Just watch the light fade from his eyes as he sinks to the
Oh.
ground.
As that's happening, can I just grab Nizen by the head and I want to soul gaze him, but I'm not trying to read him. I want him to read me.
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
What do you want him to take away from
I
this
want him to
experience?
see every single face that was lost, whose names are tattooed on my body.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to see all the moments I've had with Lucky over the years. I want him to see all the nights I've spent tattooing myself, remembering the old kingdom.
Mm.
Like all of my memories, like all of it, the memories of an entire kingdom right now.
Okay.
And I want him to know that
Yeah.
this is what you were a part of, and this is why you have to go.
Yeah. His eyes go wide. He also looks a little stunned because he doesn't know who you were before now.
Oh, you know
right?
now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you all just basically came out of nowhere. But he, is like falling, and you hit him with all this as he's going down, and then 30 basically just slides off of your sword
Mhm.
as you like
Oh, it's a sword now.
Yep.
yes,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
essentially like it's a little bit bigger than a short sword,
Mhm.
not quite full long
Okay,
sword,
okay.
but you didn't absorb a kraken, just one evil wizard.
Again. Yeah. Sorry.
Yes. And you feel this sense of accomplishment and pride from Audrey.
There's definitely a sense of satisfaction.
Yeah. And that sense of like someone being proud of you,
Mhm.
which I don't think Third has gotten a lot of.
It depends on who you ask.
Sure.
Um,
Okay.
but he'll look down at Wall and he'll say, "We need to break the runes before he comes back."
Yeah. There's a series of easy cuts you can make.
Mhm.
You all know what to look for at this point.
Are there still minions around? Or
Kind of. They all just watched their leader die,
Mhm.
and most people are jumping overboard.
Okay.
A few of them come up, and Wall just smacks them away. Like it's,
Cool. Well, then I'll cut while you guard me.
Yeah. It's we're in cutscene territory now.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to use. I have an ability called Speak with Trees, but I want to change it up a little bit, and I want to speak through wood.
Okay.
I want to channel that ability to speak to all of the wood in Creektown.
Oh.
And what I'm going to have it reverberate and say is, people of Creektown, the cult of the mist is attacking. We've decapitated their leadership, but rise up. Now is the time to throw off the rest of their minions. The wall stands.
Yes, I love it. Yeah, you see, you hear a cheer go up from the town, and people pour out of their homes to fight the minions that were. Well, I guess there weren't a ton of people in Creektown because they were destroying Creektown, but it's still the right idea.
Right.
Is they run out and are celebrating this victory. But at this point, we need to know what's happening with Lucky.
Just quietly expiring on the back.
It's fine. I feel like it's starting to rain too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Drama.
It has to be raining.
It has to be raining.
Yeah. Like as soon as the Kraken was banished, there was thunder, right? And then lightning, and then
Very, very
rain.
rare.
It doesn't normally happen
Yeah.
in that order, but you know, it's fantasy. It's
Well, that's what happened.
Is Doc hovered over you, like just trying to do something and can't do anything? Or
Yeah.
can Doc interact with you because you're sort of wraithy and in between?
So I've got a couple ways I could think about this, but Pooja, how do you want the story to go? Because this doesn't have to be the end. You're fairly conversant in life and death, and they hit your shadow form, which was bad. But what do you want to have happen?
Honestly, I think like this whole mission, everything we've done with the Bone Giants has been about accepting it's your time to move on. Everything I did with Doc, all of that stuff, I'm not going to try to cling to my mortal form.
Okay.
But yeah, like Lucky is not like, this is the time to like put up or shut up. And I like to think that like as she like the form shatters and like there's that shock that happens right before she dies, that the memory that is unlocked, that even the memory charm hadn't unlocked before, was the last part of her taking her oath of office with the consulate, and her reciting like and I swear to uphold the order in all things, both for others and myself.
Okay.
Lucky mouthing that along with the memory.
She could be, but I don't know that. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, that's good though.
like it's just that's the
Yeah.
But I do stick around long enough to see that Nissen gets his.
Oh yeah, yeah. You definitely are. You know, you have this spectral presence, and at this point where you're sort of remembering or maybe repeating your oath a little bit, you hear Arjun's voice behind you again, and she says, "You're too noble, and you're not done yet. Come here." And she goes to like basically like hug you from behind a little bit, and then walks you backward, and is trying to let you down into your body, if you'll go.
What about the oath? What about our vows? I wasn't the only one who made them.
No, but I'm your attendant, and you're not going out on my watch. So get back to work.
And I'll lay back down into it.
Okay.
Into it being my body.
Yes. I think
No, into the Kraken.
Or like it's Arjun, like I was like, that's a whole different vibe.
I
That's for Castoffs After Dark.
I was kind of thinking this might actually like either complete Arjun's oath,
Mm.
and that she's released from service from this.
Did she get that promotion she always wanted?
Yeah.
She did want to be a guide.
Yeah.
There you go.
And so when you are reinstated, she vanishes. And we'll have to hear from her later. But it basically looks like she gave you her energy to put you back. So I think we have to move on to epilogues. I know I'm sorry we had to rush through the end here, but
Do we not have a moment where we see Lucky's alive?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because I feel like in that moment when Third ceases, he would just like drop Audrey in shock and just run up and just throw his arms around her, give her a big hug.
Mm.
And I kind of assume the other two might as well, but I won't. Let's say
Group
that
hug.
for you. Group
Yep.
hug.
Yeah,
Group
yeah.
hug.
If you ever die again, I'll kill you.
I have to get Danny the late the in Fifth Element where they get everything to work at the end and the kid is like, yeah.
Just Danny.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we're all sobbing and like
Yeah.
hugging.
I'm lifting everybody up. Big hug.
Oh yeah, just
Ribs.
Ribs,
Ribs.
ribs, ribs.
already have broken
Ribs.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's good. That's a
Yeah,
good
that's a
scene.
good end.
All right. Well, I know we can't wrap up every question, but I know everyone's been thinking about what sort of epilogue there might be for your character. Would anyone like to go first?
I can do it.
Okay.
Oh, but that's the question. Like, did he get rid of Audrey or not?
Well, not
No.
today, he didn't.
Oh no, but like, how far in the future is this epilogue?
As far
Whatever
as
you want.
So I feel like for thirds, it would actually be like in another month or two.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone has something that would happen sooner, then
Not this, I don't think
No,
it'll
I
be in the
really want to
way.
know what's happening
Do
with
we
her.
have, do we have a montage where like we get our rings, where we get our tattoos?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
We
Quick
definitely
montage.
that's in the credits scene.
Okay, so we're-
Where you're getting your tattoos from Fizzle Crank.
Okay.
Mine kind of has to do with what Wall does, so
Okay. Well, let me
I'll
read
wait.
through my thing.
Okay.
I'll read the one skill I haven't used yet that I've been saving for
Ooh,
this episode.
yes.
Yes. Oh, reading glasses are great. Okay. Okay. So, like a month or 2 or 3 pass, and then the third, it tells you all that like it's time for him to go. His mom is due to give birth to his younger sibling soon, and he really does need to go home. But he'll try to write something. Don't die again.
It's
That
not on
me.
purpose.
So then, but I do want to give each of you something before I leave. And it turns to Wall first. It says, Wall,
Thirdo.
to you, no material object would ever satisfy you.
Well, you
or
could
make
try.
you happy. I'm going to give you something that I believe that you would value. I give you my most solemn vow to never share or use or call upon your real name with anyone. I swear on my honor that I will never do that.
I walk over to you, and it's awkward because Wall's technically shorter than you,
Yeah.
so he reaches up and does like the hand on the shoulder and
Mhm.
solemnly just stares into you and says, "That was never a fear, and you were never in doubt."
He'll give you the shoulder clap back as well. Bro,
Very
handshake.
manly. Very
Yep.
manly.
Very
Yeah.
manly
Yep.
hug and handshake. Very
And
well.
then as we're doing the predator handshake, I pull you in.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, I will hold you to that.
You have my word. don't have enough AP to do this for everyone, so I can only do this for.
Now that you have enough AP, it's more fun.
It's 3 months from now.
Yeah.
You have all-
Sure. Yeah.
We do one a month.
It's beyond my max AP to do it for all three.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You know what? Then I will kind of look you in the eye, and I'm going to see what your perfect gift is. So I conjure an emotionally priceless gift for you, and it can be literally anything. So it can be like you come to the terms with the loss of a loved one, you repair a broken relationship. It could be a physical item if you want. So like, what would be the perfect gift to give to Wall?
I don't forgive my brother, but I forgive myself.
Oh wow.
You feel the sensation of forgiving yourself. That's third thing gives you the shake. Okay. And
Jeez.
then he will go to Sal next and kind of peer into them and looks for what would be the perfect gift to create for Sal.
It's a map with the locations of all of the other sentient ships.
Okay.
And so it continually moves as they move
I
around.
was thinking that too. Yes. So you see, he kind of opens his hands and you see a scroll appear. And then he pulls and he draws it open. And he hands it to you. Sal, you are unlike anyone I have ever met. You are truly unique. And it's been an absolute honor to sail on board and with you.
Thank you, Third.
Don't be afraid to try on new clothes or go to more karaoke bars. Bars.
You have my word. I will continue finding myself in Gertie karaoke bars.
You better be as famous as Thirdo within a few months. I have high expectations of you. You know, I'm also going to leave them with the mirror. The mirror, so you can play and try makeup, which is also very fun. But it does take a lot of practice. And then finally, he will turn to Lucky. And he will want to take her hands and look in her eyes. And what is the perfect gift?
I want to know where Kaylee Rayquick and Todrick Murphy are. The captain that we sailed with when we were just starting out, and my apprentice when I first became an ambassador.
Okay. It kind of startles him a little bit, but you see like his eyes kind of go dark and gets like those stars in his eyes like he gets sometimes. Do you search it? And then he tells you where they are. Courtney does not know this
That's
information.
fine. I don't either.
Yeah,
Then.
Okay.
They are
imparted.
in locations.
Yes.
He says, Lucky, I am so grateful that we met. You've supported me when I've been afraid and torn, and I hope I never have to see you die again, so don't die. I hope you'll come visit me and I'll introduce you to Seventh. I'm sure they're going to be adorable.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
And I just want you to know that you're better than what they want to make you.
That's a big part of why I decided to go back. You know, 6th and 7th, they're still young enough that I think I could be a good influence on them.
I'm sure you will be.
And he just pulls her and gives her a hug, a little kiss on the cheek, and he whispers in her ear, "My name is Thomas."
Ooh.
And then he lets her go. And then he will, wave farewell and get I don't know what the term is.
Disembark.
Disembark. He'll walk off the ship to whatever.
Unaboard.
Unaboard to go back to Eversummer.
Oh, that's really sweet.
At the lock. Okay. I think you want
Yeah. Wall begins to take his life more seriously as warden and as technically king of a kingdom. He never saw himself on the throne, never wanted it, but he's realizing that this place, the idea of it, means a lot more to more people than just himself. And having moved on from the grief and his own ego and sense of failure and trying to one-up everything, he's finally realizing that he needs to stay instead of run. Someone very wise and very beautiful and tall and cat-like said that to him once, and he'll always remember that. So to that effect, he sails back to Veldrana, the kingdom that was once destroyed, and he starts rebuilding, and he starts reaching out, making allies, playing the political game, being everything that his father and mother really wanted him to be. And he begins populating the kingdom with new citizens, many of them not finding homes elsewhere, but finding a new home here in Nouvelle.
Nouvelle. I like that. I love seeing that like swooping, like rising shot of the like campsites and things
Yeah.
that are popping up
Yeah.
around that old throne and
Yeah,
turning
People
into houses.
working together.
yeah, we're building pylons.
Yeah.
Lots of
Gotta
Yeah.
build additional.
One note is just there are council meetings and there are bone giants sitting at the table. And yeah, this is not going to be his father's nation, but this is going to be a new one.
Yeah.
Can I piggyback on that a little bit?
Please.
The scene starts on board the Salamander, and Sal turns to Harper and says, "Is it ready?"
You tell me.
Yeah. Just go along with it. Say yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Finally.
All right. Thank you. And Sal walks to the deck of the Salamander, which is floating right outside of, what is it,
Nouvelle.
Nouvelle, and takes off a robe, letting it fall down their back, and all across Sal's back is a huge runic tattoo of a tree that stretches out across both of their shoulders, all the way down to their lower back. And as Sal takes a moment, takes a breath, which is theatrical because Sal doesn't breathe, but is still having the emotion. And concentrates, and the tree begins to glow green all the way across, rising up from the roots into the branches, into the leaves, and calling out to every single one of the sentient ships. If you have no home, you have a home. Come to Nouvelle. You are citizens. You are wanted. You are yourselves. You are unique. Come to us.
Come home.
Come home.
Yeah. That's good. I like that. Okay. Do we need to get Lucky's, I think?
Oh, yeah. I think like this one's kind of like more of a montage
Sure.
of
We love a montage.
Yeah.
you see Lucky like traveling a lot. Just like this is her job and she's doing, it's not always like massive cults and, saving the entirety of nations.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like helping grandma.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of that, but also she has Portina a lot more by her side.
Oh, yeah.
And she takes Portina back to her home so that she can be around other cats. Not the same, not werecats,
Right.
but other cat people. And, no. And Portina, like you see Portina like explaining the game that Lucky taught her back to Lucky. It's like, you got it wrong. It's like, well, there were only so many of us and no one else wanted to be blindfolded.
Yeah.
But, and then, like, comes back to Nouvelle regularly to check up on Wall and how you're doing and making sure that, you don't settle into old ways. Also, we still have a, review site to write.
Yeah.
review
Oh, true.
Yep.
a review newsletter to
Yes.
write.
Yeah. The skewer.
Yeah.
and then the final one is going to back to Eversummer.
Oh, okay.
To House of Andrus. Care
Mm.
of number 3.
and meeting up with her old friend Third.
I love it.
Yay. I'll introduce you to my new baby brother, 7th. Isn't he just the cutest thing?
Adorable.
I just want to piggyback one thing. I think there's a new skewer article about a restaurant that Tarina is head of. A brand new premier restaurant far away from everywhere else. You can find out only in Nouvelle.
Yeah.
Destination.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I was going to add something like that. I'm glad that's even better than what I was going to do. I love it. Yeah, I think we have to call it. That's Castoffs.
Oh, very quickly, just I can't forgive myself if we don't see a quick tattoo montage of
Post credits.
post
Yeah.
credits. Yeah. But it's for Wall. His tattoos are being removed
Oh,
and transplanted into new citizens who are going to take up the title of the new people of
Okay.
Nouvelle,
okay. That's
forming
cool
new
too.
clans and new
Right.
dynasties.
Right.
Oh, I love it.
I think Third's would just be like a real simple ring, but he's like, ow, ow.
Yeah.
So delicate.
And like they haven't even started.
Super
Yeah.
thin.
Yeah.
It's like the lightest touch. What's yours? Tattoo montage, go.
Oh, sorry. I just so good. Lucky is just like, gets added to her back. And I feel like
She's just
the
purring.
and Fizzle and Fizzlecrank's kind of like, are these all these aren't okay, I'm just gonna add it in between some of the other ones then.
Squeeze these in between.
It's fine.
So it's not so much rings as like
Yeah.
there's as you like get the other view, like instead of seeing the front, you see the back, and it's just a mass of artistry back there. like it's like, oh, that's where all of those have gone.
And her butt?
It's like only with consent.
Of course. I mean, it's your tattoos.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And Sal's tattoo?
Sal is Sal is sitting in the chair with Fizzlecrank and looking at Fizzlecrank, who I don't know whether he's puzzled or not, but like we're trying to figure out how to actually tattoo.
Wood burning,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah, I think he comes up with like a wood burning stylus of some kind, and he says like, I don't know if this will hurt, but let's try it.
I think that's the fade out.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't
Cool.
know.
Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us. This was really fun. I'm so glad we got to do this. This was session 14, the finale of the Castoffs here on Happy Jacks RPG. You can catch all the back episodes at happyjacks.org/castoffs or /shows for all of the other stuff we've done here. You can, I was going to say, you can't join us next week because we're done.
No, we're done.
So, but
But you can start over from the beginning.
Yes.
And watch us again.
and there are several good shows starting up right now that are very, very cool. So hope you'll check those out and let us know what you think on the Discord. If you go to happyjacks.org/Discord, you can find the invite there. And it's a pretty fun, active group. So let's say our goodbyes.
Oh, I'm gonna miss everybody. I'm gonna miss Jason. I'm gonna miss Nick. I'm gonna miss Pooja. I'm gonna miss Courtney. I'm gonna miss all of you. Not you.
Nah,
You know what you did.
they do.
You know what you did.
Yeah.
But everyone else, I'm gonna miss you so much. I've been Joe. I played Wall. If you enjoy seeing more of me do RPG type stuff, I will be here again on Happy Jacks for Heaven on High, which is a City of Mists campaign, brand new, coming up soon. I will be playing the big bad wolf. So that's going to be really fun.
Sweet.
Tune in for that.
All right, hi. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm Courtney Croft, and I made 4 new friends since the summer. I didn't know anybody coming into this, so thank you so much for taking a chance on me. I had so much fun. So much fun. It's a great way to spend Saturday evening. For the rest of you, if you want more RPG experiences, come join us at Twin Mask LARP in Southern California, where I'm now on the junior story staff, creating fun games that'll kill you or make you look silly. It's one or the other.
Why not both?
I will take that into consideration. Thank you. You can find me, our social media cards.
Yeah.
CourtneyCraft.carrd.co is where you can find my YouTube channel. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Hive now, just at Courtney Craft. Get on there and nag me to make more hurdy-gurdy content. Speaking of which, last but not least, make sure to tune in for season 3 of The Witcher on Netflix, where you can hear me play hurdy-gurdy on the soundtrack.
Hell
And
yeah.
I also I'm doing something there's a new animated Witcher movie coming out.
Oh, cool.
I just got tapped for something on that the other day, so maybe you'll hear or see
Yeah.
hurdy-gurdy on that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yes, more details late end of the year, early next year. I don't know when it's actually coming out, but yeah,
Awesome.
hurdy-gurdy.
Do you want to give your card before we move on?
No, they can see it on the
All right.
screen.
Yeah.
Great.
Hi, I am Pooja, and I've had such a good time playing Lucky Droshi. Thank you so much for letting me be my best cat self. You can find me playing other TTRPGs on 12-Sided Stories, the podcast. We are currently a few episodes into Unquiet Blood Hellfire, where, yes, we are the baddies. And then coming in the new year, thanks to Clara and Queen's Court Games, I'm going to have a very, very fun and exciting campaign in an entirely new setting.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Hey.
I've heard awesome things about Queen's Court Games. I need to check them out.
So far, so awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited. And then, yeah, you can find my card, Forgotten Saves. And for real life stuff, speaking of, the industry, please watch All American on the CW. Would love to, keep working. You will not see me on that because I do props.
Awesome. Nick?
Hey everyone. Why am I looking at the mic? Is it the mic's the camera? I have gotten worse at this. I started out really, really good, and I've gotten progressively worse as a producer on this show. So I just
No,
want to let
that's
everyone.
Lies.
So I'm Nick, and you can find me at Sungrowler at card.co. I have also joined Hive. You can find me there as Sungrowler as well, although I haven't yet posted anything because I'm still figuring out a new social because I'm old. But I had a wonderful time, and I will be doing a show probably at the beginning of next year here on Happy Jacks, but more to be announced later.
Awesome. And as I mentioned, I'm Jason. You can find me on the probablyokgames.card.co. Also, that is, if you go to demigodspbta.com, you can check out the quick start guide for the game that I made. I just submitted final edits today. So we are hoping to post that to Drive Through RPG, send it out to all the Kickstarter backers, and then when they have it, I'm going to turn around and make that available for the
Awesome.
general public. So thank you to everyone who's been a support on that. Thank you for just joining us for this show. This is so awesome. I forgot to mention 2 things that are very important. Our chat mods make this possible. Thank you, moderators. We can't do this without you, like literally cannot. Also, our Patreons, which you can join at happyjacks.org/Patreon, I think. And it lets us keep everything, like we don't have to do ads. We're totally independent. If we say we like a game, it's because we really like it. And that is because of what we get from the Patreon. So if it's within your means to support, that's awesome. We understand not everybody can, there's no pressure. But that is something we have to acknowledge. So thank you to all of our Patreons. And I think that is a wrap for Castoffs. So thank you again, everyone. And we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.